We're gonna watch some monster truck stuff. We're gonna talk. We're gonna do all kinds of fun stuff tonight. So mainly looking at these old school trucks. I still don't understand why this looks so ridiculous. I guess it must realize that it's like not meant to do that.
Champion Equalizer already showed Bigfoot who's boss. This week on Tuff Trax, the new Bigfoot gets another shot at...
I can't see anything. Where did my chat go? Where did everything else go? How did the chat end up back in this? This is so dumb, dude. It's pissing me the hell off. I am definitely plugged in. I plugged myself in. Jeremiah Cole, what's going on, brother? 1989 world champ. Yeah, you know your shit. Talking about Equalizer, man. I'm just trying to get this organized here because this looks like shit on stream and it's doing all kinds of... It's just doing whatever it wants, really. It's got a mind of its own. OBS thinks it knows how I want my stream better than I do. So we're gonna watch some old 1990s monster truck racing. What is this, Memphis? I'd like to go in somewhat order though. This was 10 years ago this thing got posted. And I'm gonna prep for my qualifying tonight.
David Morris in Memphis, Tennessee. But first, Bigfoot has his hands full with the grave digger. The modified tractor, 3 and 4 inches strong,
Could be.
takes to the clay in the Omni in Atlanta, Georgia. Goes Mr. Roar this week on Tuff Trax. Hi again, everyone. I'm Scott Douglas. The TNT Monster Trucks for the second week in a row are at the Mid-South Coliseum in Memphis, Tennessee. We've got some great racing action with the superstars of the TNT Monster Truck Challenge.
Scott Douglas is so
right
old
here
school.
on Tough Tracks. All the top dogs ready to go at it
He's
today.
still in Monster
including
Jam,
the Outlaw
I think.
with his beautiful new paint job, Nick Rossi's truck, and Mike Wine driving it. They're looking great so far in 1990 on the TNT Monster Truck Challenge. We'll see just how good they are today in Memphis, Tennessee. Army Armstrong's ready to set us up for a great round of racing in the Mid-South Coliseum.
All the people in Memphis, Tennessee
Andy
got to
Brass.
see the new Bigfoot, and believe me, they were not disappointing. Cutting times down to 3.
Andy Brass was the GOAT back in the day. Like, y'all don't even know. Andy Brass was like the Tom Brady of monster truck racing back in, I want to say like just the 90s probably. This is his rookie year here, I think.
3.5 seconds. Andy, if any truck ever had the field covered, it was you until you went to the final round. Can you tell us what happened?
Well, that's right. The Ford General Tire Bigfoot was running real well tonight. We got all the way into the
that's how old
finals.
you know
I pushed it a little bit too hard.
he wasn't running
Come down, landed on all
Firestones.
fours, and just bit real well, and then busted transmission.
So the everything else is okay. The new chassis works.
Yes, it does. It's been working real well, you know. With monitoring our shock travel tonight, you know, maybe we'll make a little bit of adjustment for next week.
That's
you know,
Bigfoot 8
just
right
shocks
there.
and stuff like that. But we'll be back.
Believe me, we'll be watching. A lot of people glad to have you back on tour, and I'm one of them.
Yeah, so
He
am I.
did stop announcing, and Andy Brass and Dan Runty, yeah, two of the greats to ever do it.
In the Mid-South Coliseum, qualifying this week on Tough Tracks, that's the Equalizer. So we'll get a real indication of what things are going to do today as he qualifies against Gary Porter's Carolina Crusher. David Morris,
Yeah,
the
rest in
Equalizer,
peace, Dan.
to qualify against Porter
That's
here.
my boy. He was always probably one of my favorite.
A real indication of what we're going to be seeing later. Morris.
Him and Rod Litzow.
He will not run the truck that hard in qualifying, save it for the final, but look at this. Under 4 seconds of 392. That's quick. Not running it hard, but running it effectively. Dave Weiss.
So I think what they did when they did announcing back in the day is they would announce at the shows, and then they would go back and then re-announce the TV stuff too. So they were pulling double duty, because I'm pretty sure I heard Scott Douglas in the background of that stadium right there doing the announcing.
And the Nightlife Chevrolet will square off with Bigfoot. Not an elimination race once again. This is to set a qualifying time. Bigfoot 8, Andy Brass from St. Louis, Missouri, running against the Chevrolet out of Nebraska, seeing who can set a better time, and if Bigfoot can get under Equalizer. That's the question here. You got to remember, a 392. What they do, they go over a 4-foot high hill, right where they're setting now, right after they're starting on. Then over 12 cars, Scott, in under 4 seconds. Look at this. Bigfoot comes out like a
Dude, look at that dude hanging his head outside the Nightlife too. Dave Weiser would always hang his head outside the window of the truck.
In the first round, these are the pairings. Bigfoot fast qualifier.
Oh yeah, Army was like the best to ever do it in my opinion.
Here in Memphis, Gravedigger against the Outlaw. Buffalo Tremor meets Mad Dog. Scott Stevens takes King Crunch out against the all-new Wild Hair and Starvin' Marvin Smith. Awesome Kong is back to take on Whiskey Business. USA 1
That's
will
my
be
boy.
playing for keeps.
Right
and
there.
rounding out that first round, it's the Carolina Crusher against Clydesdale, and David Morris's Equalizer will face the Nightlife Chevrolet of Dave Weiser. Also today on Tuff Trax, we go to the Omni in Atlanta, Georgia, as we're going to look at the big tractors, the 7,200-pound modified tractor. Tim Engler, the defending national champion.
I'll be honest, I am gonna skip the tractor pulls though. I was never really a big fan of tractor pulls.
Time now for the Restore Automotive Parts Monster Truck Challenge points. Coming into this week's racing here on Tuff Trax, David Morris leading the way. The Digger is number 2. King Crunch settling into the 3rd spot. Outlaw is 4th. USA 1 rounding out the top 5. Then it's Nightlife in the 6th spot. Buffalo Tremor is 7th. Mopar Magic with Jerry Wiggins number 8. Thunder Chicken and Kid Rarick 9th.
Thunder
and
Chicken was from my
Carolina
area, I
Crusher with a
think.
late start on the season into the top 10 at number 10. Tuff Trax is brought to you by Micro Machines, the most colossally collectible vehicles in the world. If it doesn't say Micro Machines, it's not the real thing. We'll be right back with...
Yeah, USA 1 was my all-time favorite. I think the reason I like it so much is because I was like a baby when all this went on, and he was like the first truck I remember seeing that was just really, really good. But you're right, he just crashed way too much. But they'd always get the truck back, which was impressive.
The TNT Monster Truck Challenge on Tuff Trax. All the excitement of the Major League in monster truck racing, TNT, coming at you here on Tuff Trax. Army Armstrong, one of the great rivalries of 1990, about to be renewed in Memphis. It's Gravedigger against the Outlaw.
Well, Dennis Anderson has always represented Chevrolet in the awesome Gravedigger with the red lights. However, this rookie driver in 1989, representing the Ford cab, developed a tremendous, almost hatred for that Chevrolet they call a Gravedigger.
That was Gravedigger
No love
3.
Between these two guys, let's see who's going to have the first win of 1990. The drama comes up. We're looking for a green light. Oh, hold shot by the Ford.
Dude, look how bouncy, look how bouncy he was.
That Ford's going to make him remember that hold shot before the night's over.
Nonetheless,
Those trucks used to bounce so much.
Dennis Anderson's Gravedigger gets the win. Red light
Yeah, I do,
flying in
Jeremiah.
Memphis,
I race.
Tennessee. Give the win to the Gravedigger.
Oh,
And
Micro
I'm standing
Machines, yeah,
by
Micro
with Dennis
Machines
Anderson.
was a popular truck. That was one of the first trucks to actually be like a modern truck.
Looking good so far. What do you got to say?
I don't think they make Micro Machines anymore,
We
but
got a lot of tough competition here.
wasn't Micro Machines like the toys that Kevin McAllister used to have the burglars step on when they came in through the window? He left them all right at the bottom of the window so that Harry and Marv, when they stepped through the window, would step on the Micro Machines and hurt their feet. I'm sure that they're collectibles though, Roger.
All I can say is I got to try to knock them down.
John Kwasniewski, Buffalo Tremor out of Lackawanna, New York, up in the Buffalo, New York
Lackawanna,
area.
New York.
We'll meet Mad Dog, now being driven by Bob Breen out of Jefferson City, Missouri. John Breen back in the shop, getting ready a brand new truck, a brand new Micro Machine is not too far off in the future with John Breen driving.
Jeremiah had a bunch of Micro Machines. I don't think I ever had Micro Machines.
Going to be New York Chevrolet going against the Missouri Chevrolet. New York.
Oh, damn, that was a close race. Buffalo Tremor, though. Just barely got him.
John Kwasniewski able to
Big John.
outjump Bob Breen and the
Big
Mad
John
Dog.
Kwasniewski.
Once again, you see him side by side, Army.
What it is, the Tremor out of New York has just a little bit bigger engine, about 512 cubic inches. That is definitely...
Yeah, I think they based it off like a mud bog,
We're
didn't
going to be
they?
taking a look now at King Crunch, the GMC out of
The
Woodland,
Mudbog
Texas,
of,
with Scott Stevens against the Wild
Mad
Hair
Dog.
Chevrolet and Marvin Smith. We're going to listen to Scott Stevens' radio communication.
I'm just gonna turn it down a little bit so y'all can hear me. So he was still. That used to be Stomper, but then he changed his name to Wild Hair.
little difficult, but we'll make it. You say that screwed you up. How did it screw you up? Are you going to get heat in the engine or what? Now that plus...
Matchbox did always look more realistic, I'd say. You're right.
It's all blocked off right now for these straight line courses, and we don't have a whole lot of turning radius with this long wheelbase truck. Now let me talk to you for a minute, Scott. Everything looking good? You got good heat? Everything going the left lane?
Yeah, this is the lane I like, and the motor's right where I want it, so if we get a good light, we want to be at the finish line.
Two Chevys. And then I think... No, he was a GMC, actually. I lied. King Crunch was a GMC. He didn't run this truck very long, though. I think he only ran this truck for a year before he brought out the blue one. Because before this, he had the black and silver one. Oh yeah, King Crunch really put it on him. But you're right. That's what made these so great back in the day. It was the just how crazy all the different trucks were. You could just tell they were having so much fun.
Good run, but we received word you got a little bit of damage to the left front of the truck. What is it?
We just broke a shock, Army, and it's not going to hurt nothing on this little short track.
The communication you're having with us during the run, I want to thank you for that. Does that distract you at all?
No, it really kind of helps me, especially when he's playing like King Crunch and coming in real slow, and I don't have to think about Marvin. Our stuff's working real good tonight. When I can talk to you and Trax, it kind of gets me out of the racing, and when I have to quit talking, and I get back and ready to race, and it kind of stays real slow, and get my mind off of him and on to something else.
I always wondered if, like, when Army would call into him, if that bothered him, but now you got your answer there.
When we return to Tuff Track, more first round racing, including...
Dude, that truck was so ugly. Awesome Kong. Yeah, he did break quite a lot. Not as much as Anderson broke, though, in the early days. I remember when he was doing Penda, though. In Penda, he would constantly roll over. So we're just gonna watch this till I gotta go qualify, and then we'll hop out and go qualify, and then watch some other stuff too. That was Awesome Kong, which looked like, I always thought it looked like a licorice or like a Slim Jim. Whiskey Business. That is such a beautiful truck. I gotta stop popping my tire.
Now he's overdriving the George Dickel Whiskey Business vehicle for the World Championship. He could be definitely a newcomer in the sport. Keep an eye on him. But look who he goes up against, that one Tuff Texas. Whoa, look at here.
Yeah, look how fast Awesome Kong was because it was so small. It had like no body on it. I'm so glad that no other truck adapted that style, because that looked, if all monster trucks turned into those, I don't think I would have liked them. The thing was hideous looking.
But what a change. They teamed up with Jerry Janke to make our horsepower out of the great state of Texas for the Texas truck. Problems for Awesome Kong. The front drive line is the problem, and they're going to have to tow Steve Kane's truck off.
All that, and he still broke it. Still broke a piece of the truck.
Next matchup in the first round, number 1, 2 years ago in the World Points Chase, USA won with Steve
That's my
Berkey
baby right there.
out of Minnesota, the True Value sponsored Chevrolet against Jesse Berkey playing for Keith.
Oh yeah, they were definitely not kid-friendly back in the day. This was for the dads here.
Look for a hard race. I tell you what, Jesse Berkey was involved in a tremendous highway accident just a few hours ago trying to get to the event. He just went to the line to try to get some points. USA 1 should advance. I'm calling it up front. That's what it looks like. Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen.
Damn, this guy was in an accident right before the race. That's how you know it was the 80s or 1990. They would never have let him run after being in an accident.
Very slow off the starting line. It's an easy win for Steve Wilkie in USA 1. Continuing to gain more experience, Wilkie, now the driver of USA 1.
works his way over to Army Armstrong.
Steve Wilkie's going to some big shoes to fill, but you look like you're just taking it one step at a time and doing a good job. It looked like an awfully smooth run out there, Steve.
Well, that's about it, Army. I can't fill Rod's shoes. All I can do is create some for my own. True Value, Master Mechanics.
This guy was a former Army guy, I think.
I got to do something for them. Those are the shoes.
It's amazing how many guys are behind you. We'll see you in that next round. Keep up the good work.
Thanks, Army.
Rod, of course, Rod Litzau, who drove USA 1 to the World Championship in 1988. Steve Wilkie used to be the crew chief on that truck. Litzau a little banged up from all the beating and banging he took in that truck, and now Wilkie the driver. Bennett Clark behind the wheel of the Clydesdale Chevrolet out of Canton, Georgia.
Yeah, the gold. I always liked the golden axles too on it. He was like the only guy I knew who drove those. And you always got to look at them too because they were always upside down. Hey, Fallick.
These guys are waiting for him to blossom, and it could be on this run. Clark can definitely lay one down for him, but he doesn't do it consistently. Crusher
Look, Fallick. Look what truck it is. It's Clydesdale. Gary Porter got him though.
Start by Bennett Clark, but Gary Porter gets the victory in the Carolina Crusher. We're going to watch it one more time as Gary Porter on the left of your screen.
Dude, Gary Porter is one of the all-time greatest too, I'd have to say.
Victory crushing the cars. Porter wins it. He's with Army, right?
Litzau for sure.
everything ready to come back and do battle with these guys?
Litzau was just a more talented driver because he was a lot more reckless.
I wouldn't try to, to push the truck as hard as I can to take the win.
Wilkie was a good driver, but he just wasn't able to ever get it the way that Litzau did.
This thing is an easy draw this weekend, is there? It is. All the new trucks out and the design changes.
What's up, Tay?
It's getting very tough.
He'll be drawing the winner of this race, Dave Wysorik's Nightlife against the Equalizer Chevrolet, the defending world champion. David Morris.
No, I think this is a different one that I showed than we were watching in Discord.
If there's such thing as bad luck,
Where'd the beard come from? I always had this.
Wysorik always seems to wind up drawing one of the bad boys in the first round. Now this is a strong truck, but he's constantly drawing somebody that's.
Well, he ran that whole series, so you see him a lot. Dude, look at Equalizer, dude. Nobody could even touch him back then. He had the coilover shocks.
David Morris lays down a shot to put away Dave Wysorik in Nightlife. They're coming into your living room on Tuff Trax.
Morris and his crew, they're tweaking that truck. They're ready to go after.
Not even close, dude.
Shot later. Here's Army with David Morris.
Well, David, being from Tennessee, this is a part.
I didn't mind the red Equalizer, though. I thought the red Equalizer looked pretty cool.
I hope I can do a great show for them tonight.
Well, yeah, the run right there looked a little bit out of shape. The truck didn't stay as smooth or as level as the other trucks have been running. What's causing that?
Well, that time when I came over the hill, I wasn't straight when I went to hit the set of cars.
I shaved it off once before. Sometimes when I want to get a fresh look.
But I couldn't flow up with them. I had to win, so.
I can't say I won't ever shave it off again, but
It's kind of like coming off the high
not right
Once
now.
your toesies leave that board, you got to just go on through with it.
You got to keep going with it.
That completes the first round of racing on the TNT Monster Truck Challenge. Next, the 1988 National Modified Tractor Champion takes to the track in Atlanta, Georgia. In the Omni, Atlanta, Georgia, with the TNT All-American pulling.
I'll be so sick.
Looking to the sled is 1980.
I'm skipping this. I was never a big fan of the tractor pulls. If you're a big fan of tractor pulls, I'm sorry, but I don't know. They bore the hell out of me to watch.
It's not the Monster Smash Final, but this is one of the matchups they hope to see in Memphis, Tennessee. Bigfoot and Gravedigger.
Scott, these have to be the two most popular trucks in the world. Who's going to win in Memphis? Bigfoot. Whoa, look at the Gravedigger.
Wow.
Damn, that was a classic race right there.
Into the run, but Andy Brass gets the victory. Dennis Anderson going all out with the Gravedigger, but a little bit too much Bigfoot at this point. Look at the end of the run. It looks like Anderson was headed right for him. But he gets it stopped before there's a collision between these two at the end of the track in Memphis.
I saw
Tennessee.
Nightlife Clydesdale no problem at Jackson Coliseum in '92. See, when they were like popular, my parents never took us to go see them. I think we got to see them one time when they came into Philly.
Gave you a handful right there.
That's right. Dennis did give a good run. But forward Bigfoot, we've been after that.
And they wouldn't let them run in the big stadium. They'd only let them run in the Spectrum, which was tiny.
Vehicles seem to go decently well for you, but Anderson had his hands full. He was all over the place. Are you aware of him being in trouble on a run like that, or are you too busy just driving your truck?
Well, I kind of caught Dennis in the
Yeah, mud boggin's not as bad.
I knew he was going to hit the hill hard. Dennis's truck.
It's only 4.
So he, figured he'd hit the hill hard. He's going to be out of
Yeah, you don't forget that stuff.
A straight race. I seen him, and I tried to hang off to my left side a little bit to keep him hitting me.
Now Army's going to talk with Scott Stevens in the cab of King Crunch.
Scott Stevens, this is Army Armstrong. You copy me?
Army's been real good.
How about this kid from New York, buddy? He's stalking you in that door. He's got blood in his eyes. How you going to handle him?
Army used to always talk so much shit.
This is great stuff, being able to talk to these drivers as they race. It gets us just a little bit closer to understand.
You could tell this was all brand new technology back then.
Down the track in midair at a high speed at another man's wall, as Army would say.
Scott Stevens, what's going through your mind right now? You're set and ready to go and everything. He's kind of coming in the light slow. You nervous or what exactly are you thinking about?
Well, it feels pretty good, Army. It feels pretty good. We're running a little quicker. He has beat us a couple times outdoors, but right now, it's just looking good indoors. But he won last weekend, though.
Here we go. Scott Stevens, King Crunch, getting ready to battle John Kwasniewski and the Buffalo Tremor side by side in Memphis, Tennessee. The winner will move into the
Who you guys got?
and the round of 4. We're going to watch the race, and then Army's going to pick
It's gonna be a Wild West shootout, boys. Oh, Buffalo Tremor was. Oh my God, dude.
Scott, are you okay?
Damn, dude. He didn't even know what happened, probably.
Scott, the front suspension is tucked out of the truck. There's no liquids or anything coming out. Looks like you're out of this one, though, babe. We're all right.
Army's got to tell him, yeah, your truck's broke.
Did you break a leaf for it? Yeah, the front came off the right side. That when you landed, everything went up underneath it.
Yeah, I think they use like a CB radio or something.
I don't think so.
Or walkie-talkies or something. Yeah, that definitely looks like you, Tay. Tay's lost a lot of front ends in AODT.
But from inside the cab of King Crunch, as you can see, it was a wild one, but Scott Stevens kept his cool.
Okay, Scott, are you okay, first of all?
Oh, yeah. I thought it was going to be a bad ride, but, the truck did okay.
Was the chassis just separated and it rolled back on you, or what?
Yeah, the front leaf spring just broke, and when it broke, it just let the front end roll out from under the truck.
This mean we're going to be seeing a new King Crunch truck, or what?
Oh, it's not hurt that bad. It's, might be running, next week for sure.
You're the guy that said they're going to be building them like sprint cars. Going to tear them up, put them all right back together. Is that the philosophy you're using on this?
The bad thing about it, we got all our springs just freshened up for Houston in 2 weeks, and they're at home, so we'll have to have them flown up here for the next race. But we'll be all right.
We'll put it back together. The whole front end is gone on the truck. He's like, it'll be fine. It'll buff out.
In Memphis, Tennessee, you can see the damage sustained on the rough run for Scott Stevens and King
It's funny because the chassis still look like that to this day, too.
Crunch of the week, which is 2 more looks at this unbelievable run by Scott Stevens. It's Crunch of the week.
The Crunch of the Week.
Hold on to your seats for the amazing Crunch of the Week, brought to you by Micro Machines, the #1 colossally collectible vehicles in the world. If it doesn't say Micro Machines, not the real thing.
Army, we're going to go back to this run on the Crunch of the week. Take us through it.
What happened? The truck came up. The problem will be on the right side. When it lands, it tucks under right here. Okay? That's what tucked it under, locked everything up. And the 5 people from Racing Radio gave us a whole new perspective of that accident, didn't they, Scott?
Really did. We'll watch it now as they come right at you. And you're going to see on this replay, I think, Army, the skill of the drivers, because these guys really got close together. And what a mess that would have been if they collided.
This camera angle right here.
Oh, he hit the brakes, dude.
A moment ago, it was a grave digger and Bigfoot.
He hit the brakes and it just rolled right out from under him.
Crunch of the week, Scott Stevens. Our next first round matchup, a battle of big bad Chevrolets. USA 1 and Awesome Kong. Steve Wilkie drives USA 1 out of Minnesota. Steve Kane from deep in the heart of Texas, Killeen, Texas, driving the Awesome Kong machine.
Motors in the back of the red truck, motors in the front of the white truck, both of them equal in horsepower. Red truck from Texas.
Damn, dude. That's why that truck was unfair.
They pulled him out of here with the front
Did they have a truck called T-Rex? I'm sure somewhere.
Over USA 1. Let's look at it again, Army.
Both trucks came over the first
What's
hill,
up,
the first
A-Rox?
day, the first
Yeah,
hill,
this is
off
some
the
old ass racing right here.
Again, nobody's making straight runs. This inline camera really gives you some perspective as to how much these guys are driving these rascals.
The defending world champion out of the Nashville, Tennessee area, Equalizer, and David Morris.
Well, yeah, Awesome Kong used to run really well back then, especially when he had that tiny body and these short tracks, but that truck could not do well on longer tracks.
Until his new truck is ready.
Okay, now Porter's got a problem that the Equalizer will not have. Equalizer does not have a windshield. Porter does have a windshield. He came from outside where it's cool inside. He may not be able to see as good as the Equalizer truck.
Oh, look, yeah, you can see it's fogged. Look how foggy that is.
He can't see out very good at all, Scott. Here we go. It's Jerry Porter's Carolina Crusher, David Morris, and the Equalizer. Watch for the green light.
I don't imagine those trucks had many defrosters. Oh, he put it on him though.
But it was a good Equalizer, the word we get.
David Morris by just about a half a wheel length. So Jerry Porter, knowing his truck outdated, is hanging in there, but it's not quite enough to knock off the defending world champion. One more time to win to David Morris and the Equalizer.
Dude, that Carolina 2 truck, Carolina Crusher 2 truck ran really well.
Hanging in there with the Equalizer. When he gets that new truck ready, he'll again be ready to challenge for victory.
For 1990, it's going to be a war.
Speaking of war, the war wagon, the man in the black hat, Paul Norman, coming up as we go back to the modified tractor.
We ain't going back to no modified tractors, son. We're going back to the monster trucks, sucker. Bigfoot 8, the truck to change the whole business.
Is the TNT World Championship. Bigfoot's in pursuit of it against Buffalo's Trevor.
Yeah, Jeremiah, you should go check out my main channel, EG Lately. I don't know which are you on Lately Gaming right now, or are you on EG Lately? Because I did a whole video and I highlighted a big portion of that aspect, the unfinished business.
Let's go to that interview right now.
Okay, I'll drop the.
The finish line is making a popping sound. What is that?
Well, a lot of it is we're hitting up against our rev limiter, you know.
I'll drop the
It starts cutting out the cylinders and then back.
link to the video
It
here.
just actually stops the engine or hesitates it just for a second and lets it come back to life.
Yes, it does. That way it keeps us like this. We put a button
Oops.
in, you know, say a 6,500 RPM button, which
Sorry.
will let the motor get over 6,500. What it is more like a safety factor of keeping our motors together.
Oh, damn this thing.
Awesome Kong, Steve Kane out of Killeen, Texas.
Sorry, hang on. I didn't think it was going to randomly jump the whole window. I thought the window would have stayed with the other one, but it did not want to do that apparently. Here we go. Why is this thing being so stupid? I should have used the other one here. It should only be looking at that window, not the whole entire. Like, I shouldn't be able to put shit in front of it.
We'll try to knock off the defending champion of the world. Here's a guy who does have that TNT World Championship trophy.
What is going on? Why is it not playing? But there's another one here? Jesus. Why is there so many? Now it's all out of bounds again. All out of whack. Just my luck.
Equalizer and David Morris out of Springfield, Tennessee. The winner will meet Bigfoot in the Monster Smash final. Can we get a rematch of last week? We're about to find out if Equalizer can put away Awesome Kong.
Both trucks waiting patiently on the line. Two good drivers, two good trucks. Who's going to the final? Equalizer.
David Morris has put Awesome Kong on the trailer.
Scott, there's your replay.
There it
Going
is.
to be having the championship rematch from 1 week ago.
Yeah, this is
But
TNT Tough
Equalizer
Tracks, TNT Motorsports.
Equalizer got that win last week here on Tough Track. David Morris looking so tough, picking up right where he left off in 1989. Dominating in 90, but Bigfoot is next.
All right, Dave, you're going to the finals, baby. This is just nothing but an old-time street fight. You pull the gloves off, you go after each other, no love lost. And I know one thing for sure. He doesn't want you to beat him 2 weeks in a row, and he told me anything he's got to do to beat you, that's what he's going to do.
Well, I'm going to make him push his truck to the limit. Cause I'm going to be the equalizer. I'm going to run it just as hard as it'll go. So maybe.
What's up, E-Shift? We're watching old school monster trucks right now.
Next, a rematch of last week's Monster Smash. The new Bigfoot seeks revenge against the world champion.
Bigfoot 8, man. Truck that started it all. Everything that Monster Jam is now is because of that truck.
Quickest monster trucks in the world.
We're just having a good time tonight, E-Shift.
Trying to even the score.
So I'm getting ready to go over and qualify the Monster Smash Final. Oh, well, there you go, Jeremiah. Oh, man, he jumped him on that line. Damn, Brass was sleeping.
Perfect light. We got to wait and see. There's some discussion going on.
Did he red light?
Look at the replay right now. Watch out of the hole. Look how fast Equalizer comes out.
Look for the light to go green, the front tires to move. He was sitting there.
Yeah,
That
he
young man cut a good light, in my opinion. Look at this. Again, green light, and he moves. There's green. Now he moves.
yeah, Andy Brass was sleeping.
And the word from the TNT official is that Equalizer is disqualified
What?
for jumping the start. Watch it again.
He did. I guess he kinda did.
I'm going to tell you, that is close.
And we've got the luxury of the replay. They didn't. They missed that rascal.
Army's got both drivers.
And he wins a good.
If you have BeamNG, you could play E-Shift. You gotta download BeamNG though.
Yeah, the truck is running real well tonight. You know, like I say, the win was a good win. I think Dave got it off, jumped the light a little bit and was red lighted, but I figured we only might as well.
What's up, Alan?
Catch it, so we went for it anyway.
When you're as quick as you are, you know these guys are going to be doing that, right?
Well, apparently they disqualified Equalizer right there. Although I think he cut a fair light.
That's right. You know, everybody's coming up against us now. They're having to push their trucks hard. We've been running pretty hard with the truck. I don't think the truck's up to full capacity yet, but it's running well.
Okay, we're going to see you in just a minute. Right now, I need to get David in here. David, congratulations on a job well done. These people were really, really behind you, and really, I think you did the only thing you could do, babe. You just went for his throat.
Yeah, I got a little over anxious up there, they said, on the line, and said I left a little bit too quick, but I was ready to go, and I wasn't ready to wait.
If he left too quick, we're dealing in hundredths of seconds.
He wanted to beat that truck. He wanted to beat that new truck bad.
Equalizer on a disqualification. Doesn't hurt Equalizer much in the point standing, so he expands his lead over King Punch, Gravedigger, USA 1 and Outlaw still rounding out the top 5. Then as we go down to Restore Automotive.
Yeah, I didn't think he jumped either.
Tremor, Mopar, Awesome.
I want to look one more time. Let's look. Okay, so this is what they're saying. He jumped the light. So right there is red.
Disqualified for jumping the start. Watch it again.
That looked like a good light to me, personally. I don't know what they're talking about.
How close can you get?
There. That discussion going on.
We're going to take a look at the replay right now. Watch out of the hole. Look how fast Equalizer comes out.
Look for the light to go green, the front tires to move. He was sitting there.
Well, okay, so it does look like his tires kind of started to roll before the light turned green.
We're going to take a look at the replay right now.
Look at his
Watch out of
tires.
the hole. Look how fast Equalizer comes out.
Look for the light to go green, the front tires
He
to
started
move.
rolling before the light was
That young
green.
man cut a good light.
Just the littlest bit.
And look at this again, green light, and he moves. There's green. Now he moves.
Wow, how close can you get? And the world.
Yeah, the side angle, this one right here I think is the best.
That young man cut a
Watch
good
the
light.
tires.
And look at this again, green light, and he moves. There's green.
Right there he's
Now he
moving
moves.
before the light goes green.
How close can you get? And the word from the TNT official is that Equalizer is disqualified.
Yep, he crept forward.
for jumping the start. Watch it again.
God, they missed
Boy,
it.
I'm going to tell you, that is close.
Now we've got the luxury of the replay. They didn't. They missed that rascal.
Army's got both drivers.
Any win's a good win. Congratulations to you on this.
That was a tough one though. That was a tough one. Let me see if I gotta see if the server's open. I think the server's open here. Mute myself real quick so that I don't show up on their thing. But all right, I got some time before I gotta qualify. Let's do some 1991 Penda series.
Today from the bank
This was my favorite right here.
A town where the title
Yeah, he
King
cheated to
is most
lose.
revered. The king of the monster trucks, Bigfoot, heads up a field of the top racing trucks in an all-out side-by-side demolition drag race coming up next. This is Trucks and Tractor Power, featuring the superstars of the four-wheel and off-road Jamboree Nationals Monster Truck Challenge. Welcome to Trucks and Tractor Power on the National Network. Today we're at Memphis Motorsports Park for the 6th annual four-wheel and off-road Jamboree.
Dude, this was like the
Nationals.
shit when I was a
Everybody, I'm
kid.
Gary Lee alongside
Look at that
Army
snake
Armstrong.
bite.
And these Jamboree
That snake bite, I believe, is on Bigfoot 4 right there.
Trees represent a kaleidoscope of sound and color and activity for the truck lovers.
Gary, it's almost like when you were a kid and you went to the zoo. Now, you may wonder about that, Lee, but what I'm going to talk about is look over our shoulder. The brand new truck on the circuit goes by the name of Snakebite. Now,
Yeah, this
guy,
what
nobody
is this
knows
the first
anything
year,
about
right?
it. He
This
goes
was
by
the
name of
first year.
Colt Cobra. The name of the truck is Snakebite. He came and put the word out. I don't like any
I think
of those
this-
other monster trucks. I'm going to beat them all in Memphis.
Well, we'll see if he can. We have side-by-side
That's Bigfoot
monster
4
truck
though.
competition coming up next.
I'll run for Sid. I told Nexus I'd run for someone on Saturday,
Motorsports Park. It's the 6th annual
but he said he was running for Wheeler and Falf was running for, or Floof was running for Miss Wheeler.
Performance Series, a unique format, a 12-truck field, 10 by invitation, 2 from open qualifying. Any MTRA member can come out and try to qualify to make the field. But the real story today could be the track and the high jumps. Here with more on that is Army Armstrong.
Well, Gary, one of the big questions today, it seems to keep popping up, is the question of ramps. Now, those of you that follow monster trucks, you've heard us use the terminology before. That's the incline.
Oh, yeah,
trucks
the
take
snake
before
bite
they
was
go over the
gorgeous.
obstacles, in this case, the car. What they're running into here, the second ramp, if you will, is too steep. It's giving the guys way, way too much air. Now, what that does is throw them over a big open pit after the first set of cars. The second ramp is causing all kind of problems here today and get you in a whole lot of trouble if you don't watch it.
Army, we have an example of that from qualifying. Here is Snakebite, the 91 Ford with that fiberglass doghouse. He gets in trouble coming over the second
Yeah, 'cause
ramp
that was-
right here.
Yeah, when he
That was like a
lands,
leafer
comes
truck.
through. He is snake bit. Left rear tire goes
Look, you
away
can see
down
the
the
leaf
left
springs in the front.
He's got his hands full trying to get ready for the first round, Gary.
And also with some problems, another Ford Bigfoot and under that two-frame.
Oh, I love
truck
that
with
color.
Andy Grass.
I like the
Gary,
darker
we're
blue
getting
color
ready,
though,
trying
more.
to get the drivetrain squared away. Will they make the first round? We're going to have to wait and see.
Here are the pairings for round one. Barefoot, the fast qualifier against King
What's the new
Crunch,
rule,
and
Tay? Why can't I
Snakebite,
run
the
for
open
him?
Qualifier against No Problem. Then it's Equalizer against another open qualifier.
Did he have to
Wild
sign
Thing
up or
and Taurus
something?
will take on Nightlife. Also in round one, USA 1 against Bigfoot, Chevrolet against Ford, and the Carolina Crusher against Nightmare.
I know Wheeler had originally wanted me to run for him as Carolina Crusher, but then Nexus stepped up and ran for him.
Round one competition from Memphis Motorsports
Dude, look at that
Park,
Barefoot,
the
dude.
two-frame truck, Barefoot, the Chevrolet
Such a
Fred
gorgeous
Schaefer out of
truck.
Pontoon Beach, Illinois.
Gary, you know, you're giving us a rundown a moment ago on the pairings as he goes up against Scott Stevens out of Texas. Well, the
Yeah, I
Barefoot
think
truck
it
is the
was,
current
actually I
national
think it was like
champion.
94 he
He's
runs into the shed.
full pace, people, so he's carrying their
Yeah,
cars
this
to
is,
the
yeah, he's on
Chevrolet
Bigfoot
pair.
4 here.
Let's see what's going to happen. Advantage should go to the Barefoot by virtue of being the new chassis setup. But
Look at the air that he has.
tremendous hang time by Schaefer. He completely cleared both sets of cars.
Dude,
Gary Lee.
Schaefer was a
Barefoot
monster,
in a
dude.
two-frame truck, a Chevrolet, knocks out another Chevrolet, the Auto Value King Crunch.
Boy, Scott Stevens with the cantilever truck ran him hard, but the new truck, the new technology, we're going to be talking about that the rest of the day. Watch the amount of time he stays near. Look at that.
Yeah, look at the air time. When you talk about technology, you're talking about suspensions. You can see the suspension work here on Barefoot. He takes the victory. $100,000 truck that took
$100,000. That was like a lot of money back then.
Fred, you're going through this first round on a unique track and a unique situation. What's it like out there?
It seems like I'm getting a lot of air. It's kind of hard to tell. It's a split-second thing, but it seems like I've got a lot of hang time up there.
What about the transmission? You run a different transmission, a lot of these guys. Is that an advantage to you on the start?
I think it is, but right now I'm messing with the gears and transfer case. I really don't know what I'm supposed to do on this track here. I'm trying to feel it out, so I might be changing that between rounds.
And look at a home state.
That was the first year they did the blue and white equalizer.
Springfield, Tennessee.
He did not do well in Penda though.
This afternoon from Memphis will be the truck he's going up against. The first time Jim Booker ever sat in a monster truck was yesterday afternoon. He just motored around a pit area, and he qualified for one of the 2 open spots. But who does he draw? None other than one of the baddest of the bad, the equalizer.
Talk about going to school and getting an education. Look at the air time in the equalizer. He almost gets disqualified by going out of bounds. He has a problem, and Booker's going to take the victory.
The first time ever in open competition, qualifies to run with the big boys and beats one of the biggest, but the big story might be right there. Holbrook looks like the whole rear suspension is collapsed, Gary.
Well, you saw
Dude, this
the
track
air.
is
He got over
terrible.
the first jump in the set of cars. He came down, almost went out of bounds. We'll look again. Now watch the air. He comes down. He's headed out of bounds. He has to stay on the throttle. Tries to get the truck lined up for the second jump, and he has trouble right there.
I think folded over.
Jump is what caught him. He hit those ramps a little bit crooked.
The wing looked cool on it, I thought.
Now, the owner of the truck, Gary Cook, goes over there checking it. And, oh, the word we're getting, they've done a lot more than suspension damage. We understand the engine has actually been damaged. It sits behind the driver. And the word we're getting is that Gary Cook and some of his backyard engineering may have caught up with him. Some pieces really broke. A lot of pieces broke, Gary. But let's take a ride with him and see what it's all about.
It's a short ride, but a rough ride inside the cab of Equalizer with young Greg Holbrook. A good crowd on hand here for the four-wheel and off-road Jamboree Spring Nationals, bathed in sunshine.
Yeah, I think that's what they built it for. That's why Monster Patrol had that wing on his.
The 1990 Chevy called Nightlife out of Jupiter, Florida.
Well, people are familiar with the name of the truck, Nightlife. Dave Wysoric used to own it. Wayne just bought the truck. And who's he going up against in the first round? Jack Willman Jr. out of Granite City, Illinois.
This truck was sick.
The truck they call the Taurus.
That'll be a tall order.
Fun fact, the guy who's driving Taurus in this got arrested for putting like cocaine or meth in the tires of Taurus one time.
For Wayne to knock out Taurus here in round one in Memphis.
We keep talking about the technology of the truck. One of the newer technology trucks will be the Tonka truck, and I want you to notice how quick it moves. But the left front seems to tuck on him real bad. Look at this. Again, both jumps, the left front nosed over, Gary.
Well, not once, but twice, Jackie Willman Jr. almost went out of bounds. Let's watch again. He has to fight that thing. That's like a race car pushing through a corner, and you're struggling to get that thing turned.
You know, you're not only dealing with left and rights and ups and downs in monster truck racing, you're dealing with pitch and yaw, too, Gary. That's a perfect example.
Now you're using those...
That Taurus went on to be another Monster Patrol.
Exactly. The landings look so critical, but you're just clipping the last vehicles on both jumps.
Yeah, I only run in second gear on the transmission on that run. I could have probably used high gear, and it would have put me out there farther and have been a little bit smoother landing, but I didn't know, and I was just trying to make that race.
Well, we'll see young Jack Willman Jr. in round two, but right now as Everett Jasper in the USA 1 shirt standing on top the junkers.
Oh, this was the beginning of the end for USA 1.
Yeah, but Gary, look who he's going up against.
Yeah, Jackie Willman. Yeah, it was either meth or it was cocaine. But he got caught moving it in the tires. What's up, Daddy Scambait? Yeah, a lot of room. Yeah, this is when USA 1 just could not compete anymore. He could still beat most trucks, but he kept getting messed up qualifying times, and I think that's what killed him. There's the man right there, Everett Jasper. I would love to interview him.
I think what happened here was Steve Wilkie just flat made Andy Brass mad, told him he was going to beat him off the start line, and Brass no way was going to concede to that.
Wilkie may have some explaining to do. Let's eavesdrop on the conversation with owner and driver.
I feel bad. But again,
you should feel bad.
I didn't see him until he was here, so I must have been right with him, you know.
Well, Well, obviously, Steve didn't see the same race that we saw because he was not right with him. Bigfoot takes the victory, and here is your winner, Andy Brass with Army Armstrong.
Well, Gary, in any motorsport, mind games is a part of it. Andy, I understand he came up to you before you ran, said he's going to drill you on the starting line. You didn't let that happen.
That's right. You know, in a lot of this game here, there's going to be a lot of real close racing, so you got to play the light real good.
Army was
Light
such a
right, you
shit
know,
stirrer,
I
dude.
was pretty sure, you know, I was almost
Fucking
lost my
loved
mind
it.
that we pulled a green light. You know, they thought we red lighted, but I was almost positive.
He
it
knew
was
what
green,
made
and
good
it was,
TV.
So that's all it took, you know. And like I say, it's the light. I think it's going to make a lot of racing here today.
The action will continue from Memphis Motorsports Park, and what other color would you expect in the birthplace of the Blues? Welcome back to Memphis
He looks related to
Motorsports
me.
Park for the four-wheel and
I
off-road
wish Andy,
jamboree
or
for
you meet
Armstrong and Gary Lee. Round
the
one
USA
action
One guy. He
continuing
does
to your
kind of. I
left,
kind of look like a
Carolina
younger
Crusher to the
version
right,
of him.
Nightmare.
Gary, what we're gonna be
That
looking at
Taurus
is
truck
Steve
is
has
basically the
Nightmare,
same design as
truck
Max
that's been
D.
running for about
Yeah, they run the
7
same
years. It's
chassis, I
GMC.
believe.
He goes up against
That's
a
why they call it
brand new
Willman,
Gary Porter prepared Wadesville, North
Willman
Carolina
chassis.
based Carolina Crusher, fiberglass body, really looking good, Gary.
Well, Nightmare looks like he got the good job.
This was
Here
Carolina
comes
Crusher
Gary
3.
Porter, the Carolina
I always
Crusher.
love that color.
Nightmare's in trouble.
Okay, perfect example on this run. The older suspension trucks are too stiff. They're rigid. That's why Hess had problems. Meanwhile, Porter goes through with the new sponge-type suspension, and he'll go into the next round.
Well, a new paint job to go along with that new fiberglass body truck. And here is the good jump off the start. And here's the difference right here as they land that first time.
Okay, you notice how Porter stays close to the ground. Hess is bouncing all over. The race is over.
You might hear other people talking. That's the
And of course,
the
the
game
new
I'm in.
suspensions simply meaning more money spent on the trucks to be competitive. That's kind of the rule of motorsports. How fast you want to go, how competitive you want to be, how much money you want to spend.
That's exactly what it's all about. Now, speaking of spending money, nobody knows anything at all about this next vehicle coming out. We know that he comes out of Cobra Creek,
Dude,
Colorado. He goes by
I think
the
that was
Cobra, and he doesn't mess with anybody.
Oh my
He
God,
can't
why
do
can I
anything
not
all
think of his
himself.
name?
He's gonna be going up
Gene.
against Tennessee
That was
Joe's
Gene.
John Moore with the truck they call No Problem.
Talk about problems,
It's
though. They
probably
had
just
problems
the
with their tow rig getting in here.
I love that Bronco too.
In a highway accident, Gary Cook, the owner of the Equalizer,
Yeah.
had to go back and pick up the No Problem team and bring
Guy
it down
Porter
here. But the
always
question
had his
now,
truck running.
What's the story on the snake fight truck? Hey, John Moore's not afraid of it. He's going after
really
it.
bad.
Go, John Moore.
Once again, a lot of bouncing between those cars, and who's going to win it?
John Moore.
By a nose.
8.
Moore comes back on the big end, the short wheelbase truck.
John Moore barely got that one.
I was testing it with 8
So
and it was
John
working.
Moore in the Ford product takes the measure of Snakebite, but watch, Snakebite had him all the way until the very end of this run.
The second set of ramp. We opened the show telling you about it.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to Snakebite there. Oh, he missed the whole car, so he just didn't. Yeah, Gene Patterson, that's it.
Stayed with what's got him there, just stayed consistent. He'll go to the next round.
Well, look at this. Here is the driver of Snakebite, Colt Cobra.
Yep, there he is.
Okay,
The original
we'll
Colt
take that
Cobra.
promise. As we take a look now at the results going into round 2, it will be.
And then Dan
Bear
Runte
against
was
No
him too,
Problem.
as Rick Rattler.
Thing will match up against Taurus. Bigfoot. We'll see the Carolina Crusher. And remember, the fastest second round time will have a bye to the finals.
Well, Gary, here's the Cinderella story we were telling you about. Jim Booker. This time
I'm gonna go with the
yesterday
rear
had never been
engine
in a
here.
monster truck. He drove it around a pit area, won his first round, but it's going to get tougher as you go deeper into this field because old Taurus is going to be pulling up on the left lane, going heads up to it. Taurus again, one of the new trucks, the soft truck. This is the driver's father, Jack Wellman Sr. Junior doing the driving. Sponsorships by the Tonka Toy Company. But in order to win, you got to be first.
Liquidator
and look at that, Gary.
came from my area too. He's in New Jersey. Dude, look at that truck nose over. That's why Monster Patrol put the wing on the back of it.
Gary, the truck's doing the same thing. It noses it over to the left, and he still goes to 681, under 7 seconds on this track.
Remember, that's important because the fastest run will have a bye to the finals. Wellman got the good jump and powered through that second.
That nose and
set of
over actually
cars,
made him
takes
do the
victory,
first
but
cars
was
good.
not without some problems. Here's Army.
What's the problem down here?
I broke a couple rear shock bolts. It's kind of minor. We just, need to get on it and get her fixed.
You will be able to get back in the next round?
I believe so. I don't know how much time we got, but we're going to try.
What a great story. Son driving for father, and they're trying to get that truck ready for the next round of
Look,
competition.
there's
here in
those
Memphis.
drugs running all over the
From
place.
driver to mechanic, and here's a guy that drives them, works on them, Andy Brass in Bigfoot 8 out of St. Louis, Missouri. Along with Gary Porter, the Carolina Crusher, these guys have faced each other many times before.
You know, that's so very true, but every time they go to the start line, they put the war paint on. The friendship goes out the window. It's the first one to the other end. The 681 is quick time. Brass drills the left lane, comes
Look
in,
at, dude, look at Bigfoot get that air. Dude, he was out of control.
Just barely keeps it in.
That was wild. What a run.
Hey, Gary, check these numbers. A 643 out of the left lane, but a lot of damage to be done to the vehicles. Everybody's landing cockeyed to the left.
He got so much air. And then he goes all the way to the right. Yeah, Jackie was he was messed up right there.
The toe on that one as they look at some possible damage. Let's talk to Andy Brass.
Every time you and Porter go together, it's like an old-time street fight. There's no difference right there.
That's right. You know, Gary's been running strong. He's built one of the new trucks. It's been running real good, and we just had to stay with it, you know. And like I said, I got knocked out of qualifying a little earlier, so I'm trying to get used to the track now, and I'm just playing as hard as I can.
I saw the truck. Here's another new truck that's been running very, very good. Fred Schaefer, Pontoon Beach, Illinois, in Barefoot, the Chevrolet.
I think this was the last year or did he run that in 92 too? Because I think in 93 is when he first did. 92 was the first year he did the Dodge, I think. Because that was the year he ran the Dakota.
Chevrolet left lane Barefoot. He's your current world champion in the SRO pace category. And basically the game looks to be manhandling.
Look at him go, dude. Schaefer was a madman. Yeah, Andy was a madman too.
Look now at the time to see if he can get that bye into the finals. Remember, the time to beat was 6:43. He doesn't do it. A 6:57. That means that Bigfoot will have the bye to the finals. Look at the air. Watch the second jump.
He cleared the last car by about 8 feet.
He put a hole in his windshield.
Well, you're ready for the semifinal action here.
It's like an old-fashioned street fight. Or bear hunting with a switch is one of my favorites. We go bear hunting with a switch.
And Bigfoot, he'll be representing TNT. Only 3 alive in Memphis at this time.
And Army Bigfoot will have the bye to the finals. He had the quickest quarterfinal round.
A lot of people. Well, Gary, down to 3. All these youngsters, they know the trucks are going to be pulling forward because all the trucks.
92 is when he went to Dodge. Because I remember the Dakota was 93 for the first half, and then switched over to the Ram.
And there's a look at Barefoot, the 90 Chevrolet, also sponsored by Tonka.
Well, Gary, the handwriting's on the wall. In order to get to the final here, you had to run the latest state-of-the-art chassis design.
Well, this is a shootout between Barefoot and Taurus for the right to meet Bigfoot in the championship here at Memphis, Tennessee.
And laying all the cards on the table, I'm going to be very upfront. There is no love at all between these two trucks.
Well, both get a good start. Side
Oh,
by side, but over the second one. Oh, it's out
dude,
of bounds for Barefoot.
you know he was on drugs when he threw that. You should do a video on Army. Dude, that's a great idea, dude.
These guys, I keep referring to it.
His best lines.
Man, this was
Dude, that would be sick.
classic example. Barefoot disqualified. Taurus goes so hard. Look on the final jump. Now, they're clearing the first jump now. But I want you to watch Wellman. Right now, he literally pulls the trigger and clears by about 5 or 6 cars that final jump as he goes past his father, who, by the way, is dodging to get away from
He's jumping behind that telephone pole right there to miss Barefoot, as Barefoot is disqualified for going out of bounds. Now, father and son look over the damage to the left rear.
He run out of bounds.
Yeah, the tire ain't broken in front. It's talking money. I mean, I had the bars holding it. I mean, I could go over the cars.
Okay.
I mean, seriously, if we can get some air.
That's Drac Willman, the man who started it, the Willman chassis.
Ask him, tell him I can run.
Taurus says he can run if he's got 5 minutes. Well, when he's married. When he's married, what it
You got it. Well, he might not be much of a match for Bigfoot in the finals, but they're going to try it. Let's look again. Now watch, they're very even right here. Now watch Barefoot head out of bounds and look at the air as he noses down. But once again, young Will Army check and see if he can make the finals.
Okay, Jack, you got a 5-minute clock going for you. Can you make it?
Yeah, all I need is a little bit of air. I
Dude,
done some
so
more
much
damage on
drama.
there, but as long as I can make the pass, you know, I can get second place. It was a tough
Jack
run.
Sr. nearly ran
A
over,
little
but
bit of air. Look at the rear tire. Looks like it's major damage.
Yeah, well, the front beat is
that would have
off, which is
changed a
obvious
lot
to
of
see, and
monster
the
truck
back is on,
history,
so
huh?
I'll take air just as soon as I can get air. So
Hey,
I'll talk
ING.
a couple minutes and I can be back on the track.
We'll see you there.
Thank you.
Thanks for stopping in and saying hi.
Taurus in the finals from Memphis. Army Armstrong and Gary Lee back in Memphis. These four-wheel and off-road Jamboree Nationals are loaded with activities for the truck enthusiasts and the entire family. For information, call or write the Special Events Company.
Well, Gary, the air is there, and it's final time in Memphis. The classic battle of Chevrolet going against Ford. Taurus going against Bigfoot.
Well, this Taurus is injured. The question is, will he actually make an attempt or just present himself to get second-place points?
He wanted that. See, they needed that money.
Jack Willman Jr., and yes, he just makes an appearance for second place, prize money and points, and Bigfoot will take the victory. No competition there.
Andy Brass definitely, you know, he went ahead and made a run out of it. The rumor mill was saying Taurus is not going to run hard, but you don't roll over. You don't let anybody walk into the next round. These guys did exactly what they had to do. They gave it their best shot. It was not to be their day, but his truck won.
Well, young driver in the making right there. Let's talk to our victor.
They still put that on the back of the
Okay,
Bigfoots, I
Andy, when you
believe.
went to the final, did you think he was going to run you out the back door?
Well, we knew he was going to run. You know, I tried to look at him, take a good look at his truck when he was backing up to the line to see if he, you know, if it was still broke. You know, it was leaning a little bit to the driver's side. It looked like, so I figured he busted one of his shocks and he wouldn't run that hard. So we just kind of got him off the line. I didn't hear him coming, so we just kind of took it easy.
Congratulations to Andy Brass as we take a look at father and son. They'll take second place points and prize money here in Memphis, Tennessee. Army, that looks like something I could handle.
No, I tell you
That's a grown-up in there.
pedal car kind of guy.
I don't think they make pedal cars anymore.
That wraps it up from Memphis Motorsports.
Pedal cars were so cool back in the day. All right, so I'm gonna hop over. We're gonna do our qualifying over in Beam Motorsports, and then afterwards we'll probably come back and watch some more monster trucks. If you guys want to, if you want to check out while I do my qualifying, or you want to hang around and watch me do my qualifying, you're more than welcome to. I think we start at 9 o'clock, so. What's up, everybody? All right, I mute myself while I talk to you guys, though. So this is Arrowhead Stadium. This is probably one of the most obnoxious tracks ever here. You can turn up the... Little juice there. Oh my god, that dude did a flip. I think I like this right lane better. But most people can't even get through these tracks. Jay and Melinda, what's up? How's it going?
Oh my.
I have a feeling that guy did not get down the... The guy whooped my ass. But he must be going nuts. Can you build your own mods for these trucks? Yep. Yes, you can. This track is insane though, dude. Oh shit, why am I on the track? That was crazy. I just ended up in the middle of the race somehow. Oh, this track sucks, yeah. This track's terrible. It is so bumpy. I want to watch how some of these guys run it first.
I'm just actually happy I won against Ty for once, because he's every race except for Langley that I've lost been against him. So I'm happy now. Not the way I wanted.
So let's see how these guys are running this track real quick. Because right now that guy smoked me and I was going as fast as I could. I mean, I'm not being all right, Rajir. My name is what's on the Twitch, Jay. I'm not giving you my real name. See, it looks like everybody's having just as much trouble on this track. The slower, the faster you seem to go, though. We're going to get back to watching monster trucks, though, after I do my qualifying. Front engine may help keep those nose down over the rollers. Yeah, probably, but the problem is it's like it breaks the truck too easily. So that's why I elected to go with the rear engine. And I should be able to slap the brakes and get it nose down. See, it doesn't. Your tuning only matters as far as your suspension. But normally, like, my truck's fast. It's just this track is slow. I think your best bet is just to do like one obstacle at a time. Let's see. Let's see if I can do a better run this time. Yeah, maybe I should go back to the forward engine, because I'm just having so much trouble on this turn. There you go. Just skip that roller completely. It seems like is the right idea. Big ass spoiler. Yeah, that's what I need to do is put a big ass spoiler on here. Shit. Oh, that's why I think maybe the way I'm running to is not the best. I normally race with like a wheel and a shifter. Looks like qualifying's getting ready to start. Okay. I need to turn them up.
Afterwards, as long long as you keep 2 tires within the flags, you'll be fine. This is to be driven realistically, so that means that you must take every obstacle individually. Your wheels must hit the bottom of every ramp. Otherwise, it will not be a legal run. Make sure that you are hitting shift R before your run so that you have a fresh set of cars for everybody qualifying tonight.
All right. They're very no nonsense in this server.
You need to back up.
Rudd isn't
about
exactly the most, charismatic guy.
One more bump.
I just need to put down a solid run,
One more smaller bump.
and then I can go and try and do a quick run. Well, let's see how this guy does. This is his first run. This is the guy that was kicking my butt. Maybe it wasn't him. So he's just taking his time. He wants to make sure he gets a valid run here. See, he's hitting the brakes as he goes over these cars. Oh, a little bouncy. And finish strong. Good run. A solid run for his first one, though. Is this a point series? Yeah, it's a point series. Currently, I am in, let me see here. What's the points? This is the point standings here. I am in 6th place out of 33 people currently. So this is going to be a second run. Now that he's got a clean run down, he's probably going to try to go a lot harder. That's really the key there, Jeremiah. Get the tires down as much as possible.
Right there.
I'm going to try to run early so that I can get back to watching trucks with y'all.
Qualifying just started.
Okay, sweet.
Get in there, boy.
I'm on the way, son. Goddamn.
Overturned it a little bit. That little roller there is a pain in the balls, dude. I think I am gonna run front engine setup though. Let me see if they'll let me go next.
Alright. Go ahead and despawn. Whoever's next, please hit shift R on the way in and spawn your truck.
Can I go next, guys? Is that cool?
Go ahead. Wow.
So I can destroy this truck, get this over with.
It's
Truck feels real good.
Oh, that is the wrong truck. Why do I always ever since the new change, I always spawn in this truck because it's the first truck you could pick.
You gotta stop double clicking.
Yeah, or start. Yeah, because before double clicking meant that I was like spawning in. Now it just means you're selecting your truck. Does it matter which lane I start in?
Nope.
No.
Okay. I guess I'll start over here first. Let me line up these cars first.
Joe, are you in the server?
Huh? Am I in the server? No, I'm not.
Yeah.
I was a minute ago. I dipped out early. Why?
Giving myself a fresh new set of cars.
Bobcat, where's my S10?
Oh. Not happening.
Where's my S10?
I ain't doing it.
Alright, you gotta come forward about a foot. Right
pay you Tim Hortons.
Yeah, I'd give you a cookie if you do like 99 to 2000.
Yeah, square body S10 or nothing.
There's a truck in the CRC pack. I think it's Cremator is what it's called. I hardly know her. But that truck's got, I'd love to use that.
Well, don't go into that thing. Gotta make sure. Oh man, I'm trying to keep my run valid at this point.
Keeping it between the flags.
Yeah. Holy shit!
Ooh. I had to make up time.
How do you get that much air
That
out
man-
of that?
I like to think of it
man
as
said
terrible suspension setup.
Down forward.
Hey, Josh.
I will say, Bob, God, I loved our back and forth this morning. That was funny as shit.
I was having fun.
All right, now at least
Good
I
old
got
Letterkenny.
I got a valid run. Now I just got to try to throw down a faster run.
Hey, Ripple's a tuggy tit fucker.
I'm Brad.
Yeah, for my run, I was
there's
just
my
trying to keep
nemesis
it
from
simple,
last week.
keep it in shape, you know.
Yep.
Can you stream your screen or the game?
All right, 5 feet.
Yes, I can.
4, 3, 2, 1. 1 bump. Right there.
I'm on my controller too. I usually race on a steering wheel, so this is definitely different for me.
He gave her the beans. Oh, he's dead.
Oh my!
The beans gave her indigestion.
It'll bust it. It'll buff.
Campfire scene from Blazing Saddles.
It'll buff out. She still drives.
Might as well get this over with.
I'm still proud that I've never wrecked Star Nomad on camera.
Well, that's why you don't sell no T-shirts.
I fell over in Washington. That's what got me a new visor.
Let me know when I can spawn in.
All right, I'm out. Thank you guys. Appreciate you.
All right, we'll
Have a
see
good night, lately.
I barrel rolled my truck 17 times and didn't sell a thing.
Little bicycle at Pinewood that bumped up sales a little bit.
All right, there we go. That was a little better, but it wasn't great. I'm definitely not going to be qualifying super fast with it. So if we go and look at the qualifying times right now for who's ran, the fastest run so far has been Whiskey Maneuver with a 3150. There ain't no way I put down no 3150. I probably am somewhere in the ballpark of 37, I'd say, with like a lot of these guys are, you know? But anyway, I just wanted to get it done so we can get back to watching some monster trucks. All right, let's go back to my channel here. Oh, look, we're live. We're live right now. That's pretty cool. All right, so we already watched this one. Let's watch the next one. Dalton Hastings. What's this? Team Barefoot 1996 Penda Series. 1989 Tuff Trax. The USA 1 season 1989. 1991-92 Penda Series. I want to go watch the Penda runs here. Once everybody's qualified, we'll be able to go see how I did compared to everyone else. Penda 1991. I think this has got to be it here.
Union Grove,
Yeah,
Wisconsin,
Union Grove.
a drag racing hotbed. But today, it's truckers invading the Racine County Fairgrounds with monster trucks.
Yeah, that was
revving
just
up
the
their
top
own
coat.
brand of off-roading, riding right over traffic.
When I go to race the actual event, I'll be on my wheel, but
Coming up next.
I just needed to qualify. Not that it really matters on that track. 'Cause that track is a nightmare.
This is Trax Tractor Power, featuring the superstars of the four-wheel and off-road Jamboree Nationals Monster Truck Challenge. Welcome to Trucks and Tractor Power on the Nashville Network. Today we're at the Racine County Fairgrounds in Union Grove, Wisconsin for the four-wheel and off-road Jamboree Northern Nationals. Hi everybody, I'm Gary Lee alongside Army Armstrong and Army. Not a whole lot of competition.
Let's go!
No, I tell you, there's not a lot of space at all out there. I'm kind of worried about.
We
this
just
track. You don't
qualified
have
tonight.
any
The race
room
is
at
on
all for
Saturday.
right air. You get out of a lane, you're in trouble. And the shutdown area is basically non-existent. To be very honest, I'm basically spooked about this track and racing on it today, Gary.
Well, we'll see how these guys can handle the small competition area.
I typically do. I typically have a league I race in on Thursdays, but they're not running tonight. They did do a fun run, but I elected to go live and just hang out with you guys instead.
Union Grove, Wisconsin, a look at Andy Brasson, Bigfoot 8 out of St. Louis. He is the second fastest qualifier here this afternoon. Top honors going to Fred Schaefer in Barefoot. A good crowd on hand, but Army, there is a look at the very short shutdown area.
Look at that track, dude.
Everybody literally standing in the corner scratching their head. They don't know how they're going to get these rascals shut down today, Gary.
Round one, Barefoot the fast qualifier against Snakebite. Then it's number 5.
That's a tough draw for Snakebite.
And number 11, Bad Medicine. We also have number 3, Taurus, Jack Willman Sr. against John Moore's No Problem, the Carolina Crusher, and Nightmare. Also in round one, the 6th fastest qualifier, Black Stallion against Tropical Thunder, and Bigfoot 8 will take on Scott Stevens' King Crunch.
Let's
One of the
go.
big stories here is the pairing of King Crunch and the Bigfoot truck. Scott Stevens
I love Gene in the black helmet.
him, but right now, all eyes on the new truck, the Snakebite. And speaking of
Oh,
eyes
that
on,
sucks,
look
Jeremiah.
what
It'd be
happened
awesome
earlier
to get
today.
some of that found footage.
He's against the clock right now, and he gets in trouble off the
Oh,
second
no.
jump, the second set of cars, but watch him power out.
Throttle up, pulls it out.
Dude, what a save.
Right here, he has no room to power out. He can't use the throttle. Look what happened.
That's the short area we're talking about. If you had, if
Oh,
you
he
had
rolled
24
it
feet
during
before the pole,
qualifying.
Right in the middle of the truck, there's a big pole there. He just had to just roll with it. Speaking of rolling, this guy is on a roll. If you like Chevrolet, you got to know and love Fred Schaefer.
Well, Fred Schaefer is the fast qualifier, which means he gets lane choice. These drivers do not like the lane that Snakebite is running in right now. And it's all Fred Schaefer.
Dude, not even close,
Here we
dude.
go again. Snakebite
Oh,
gets double
no!
through the Hydra barrier.
There it
Look
is.
at that. Is anybody in the building?
Dude, there it is.
The track, Gary, he completely demolished it, literally ran through it.
Just destroyed that
There's
thing.
a chest freezer that he's on top, and of course the fans are on their feet right now, showing concern as the safety members are over there. One checking on the driver.
Yep, it was this one.
Sure no one was
Union
inside the
Grove,
storage unit. Let's watch
race
that.
number 1. He goes
Before
through
gets in
the.
trouble. Once again, a short shutdown area.
Short shutdown area. The problem comes at the end of the run with the back.
He didn't even look like he was in that much trouble. So right here, okay.
See, now he's on the nose. The back comes down.
That's because he was on Bigfoot 4.
He is just along for the ride. I wonder why they didn't hit the kill box to shut him off, though. He goes right through the hydro
Goes
barrier.
over the
They've done
hydro
their
barriers,
job.
dude.
Had the truck not been under a throttle up condition, Gary.
Well, we are being told now that there was no one in that
You can
storage
see the old
area.
Bigfoot 4
injured.
carburetor
The
here.
driver is okay. Colt Cobra a bit stunned, we are being told. Now he climbs out, and you can see how slowly he comes out. At this point, any driver...
Dude, he committed to the act. He put the Colt Cobra thing back on, even after almost killing somebody.
Coming out, first thing he did was look at the GTS fiberglass body to make sure it's okay. It's amazing it was not torn up.
This
that
is the
much.
Colt Cobra.
That truck really had an impact. That freezer must weigh about 2,000 pounds, and it just leaked right on top of it.
We are happy again to report no one was in that storage area. Colt is all right. He's made his way down to Army.
Colt, the rule of thumb in a sport, and we've always talked about it in the past, you get in trouble, you throttle up, and it pulls you out of trouble. Not the case today.
You know, Army, this left lane, it's a pretty rough lane. The right lane, a lot of guys qualified in. It's a lot faster lane. I drove that barefoot truck. I knew I was going to have to run hard and run fast. Kind of threw me off to one side there, and the back end sprung up on me. I was powering out of it.
Look at this. You can see exactly where it hits him. This car right here is shorter than this one.
Kind of threw me off to one
So that
side.
shucked him forward.
The back end sprung up on me. I was powering out of it, and I was kind of looking for the remote control guy to be killing me, and it never came around. And next thing I know, I was sitting in the barn down there. So, you know,
sitting in the barn.
Accidents that happen. This is a pretty short track here. You got to have all your P's and Q's together when you're running out here, and you know these boys are making it tough on me.
Yeah, I don't think that weighs 2,000 pounds either.
Here, and I'm going to be back. I can guarantee it.
An altercation like this can
give us the fangs. Come on, Gene.
Once the race begins, it underscores the concern these drivers have for this short runoff area.
They just got to bring out some new hydro barriers.
Those are plastic units filled with water. They probably would have done the job had the kill switch been activated in the truck. The drivers are concerned. Army, some comments from you.
Gary, there's a lot of drama building down here at Union Grove. The left lane seems to be the point of concern right now. You look over our shoulder, you can tell that the track crew is having a meeting with the drivers. They're trying to figure out exactly what they can do. We're going to run the race. There's going to be a left and a right lane, but they got to figure out.
Look at Gary Porter with his big old strut.
Says no way, the left lane is not the way to go.
Of course, the fast qualifier in each run would have lane choice. He would take that driver's side right lane as we look at Snakebite, the truck, setting on top of the debris as Colt Cobra walks away.
There you go. Now he's doing the fangs. Now he's doing the fangs. Dude, that's an iconic moment in monster trucks right there, dude. Dude goes right into the
We have had problems here this afternoon. We're trying to get them rectified right now. Let's go back
to the shed.
Here's Army.
Well, Gary, we kind of got a handle on this thing. Scott Stevens, driver of the Auto Value Special. Scott, what's the word?
They're shorting the track. You know, it's pretty evident that this left lane is not safe for the speeds we're running. And, you know, they got to worry about the crowd and the safety of these guys. You know, you got a $100,000 truck. You've lost 2 of them already, and you know, everybody's got to change the gears and everything we're set up for.
Can you guys still hear? Oh, yeah, you can.
We rolled over 3 times this year, and I'm not really
bad.
Happy about running those kind of speeds on a bad
I want
track.
Porter's lime green hat. Yeah, that he always had such good style.
Well, Gary, that brings to point an interesting fact that these tracks are completely different everywhere they go. There is a common denominator. It is safety, but what you're going to see for the rest of the day, I guarantee you, is just a full boogaloo throwdown. That light goes green, they're going to mash the motor and fly one time. The guy that lands is going to be the winner. Let's see who it's going to be. They're ready to go racing again.
You hear from Scott Stevens.
Silver tongue, Army Armstrong.
There is now the starting line in what normally would be no man's land.
So they changed it.
Taken out or eliminated the first jump, the first set of cars, and there is the reason why. As Snakebite still
I'd be
on
kind
top
of
that
mad.
crushed concession stand.
One of the things we're going to see
if I was
here,
an
John
audience
Green
member.
takes a micro machine into the staging lanes, is the chassis are going to be basically equal now.
So now they're starting in the middle of the track.
With the Dodge-powered vehicle, but all you got to do is go.
So look, they took out the whole back of this track here.
Watch for some rocket rides off the starting line, Gary.
And Breen gets the whole shot, and there's what you're saying. Put the pedal down.
That's right.
You land after the finish line.
You just pull a trick.
If I was a fan, I would have been annoyed. Yeah, full boogaloo, bro. You don't know about full boogaloo?
And fly that rascal.
So the micro machine takes the victory. The fans look on here, round 1.
They're like, oh, I was looking forward to, like,
Wisconsin. Let's take a look again. And he won it right there with the whole shot.
Well, a lot of these guys.
You're going from a really cool-looking track to just a really boring track.
You have one of those drag racers with you now.
Moving the track back or making it short, is that the right way to go?
Yeah, for safety's fact, I'd say it's the right way to go. You know, it's going to help some guys and hurt some guys, to tell you the truth.
How about you?
It'll help me because I'm running a lower gear and I got a smaller motor, so it'll help me.
Round 1 competition continues. We look at the youngster. This is
not going to help Taurus. Taurus likes to get that speed.
Age. He drives Taurus out of Granite City, Illinois, up near St. Louis, and he'll be going up against No Problem, the Bronco, driven by John
No
Moore
Problem,
out of
though.
Lafayette, Tennessee.
Now, John Moore has been around this sport a long time. He knows technically his truck cannot compete with the Taurus. By the way, you're going to get to take a ride with Taurus on this run. He knows if he's going to get him, it's going to be on the starting line. Moore is going to go hard off the line. Watch it. Look at he leads right with him. Now it's up to horsepower.
And Taurus takes it.
Dude,
The
Taurus
youngster
is too
from
down fast.
Granite City, Illinois. Jack Willman Jr. takes the victory over the veteran from Tennessee.
They're booing.
Technology truck. We're inside of it right now.
Did you hear them? They were booing.
Watch the abuse he takes. See, the new suspensions are really absorbing a lot of the energy, so this particular race, the rest of the afternoon, will not be a chassis race. It'll just get down to brute horsepower.
The Hoosier, Columbia City, Indiana's Steve Hess in Nightmare, and there is a look at Gary Porter's Carolina Crusher with some sponsorship from Big A Auto Parts.
Friggin' of course, Snake Boy had to go and
the Pendoliner people are
look at that mullet, bro.
Racing operations.
That
So a lot
mullet
of
was
major corporations
ridiculous.
realizing they get a lot of exposures on these monster trucks. GMC, Chevrolet, let's see what's going to happen.
Spin the tires at the starting line, and it's Gary Porter's Carolina Crusher. Once again, the Carolina Crusher was
That guy
the
looked
fourth
like,
fastest qualifier. He had lane
the guy from
choice.
Star Wars.
The chassis, you can see a good demonstration here. Watch the truck on the left how it lands soft. Truck
That's
on the right.
newer chassis, the newer suspension system.
Truck on the right just bounces.
It just bounced.
And here's a look at Mike Vodders out of Hagerstown, Maryland, in the Black Stallion
Vodders,
Ford. He'll
bro.
go up against the Chevrolet of the former drag racer Wayne Smozanic.
That was
from
Nightlife,
Jupiter, Florida,
too.
Tropical Thunder.
Well, this new kid in the Black Ford is trying to come into this league, make a name for himself, ever runs a pressure run. Meanwhile, we talked earlier about the track being to the liking of a drag racer. That would have to give the odds-on favorite to the Tropical Thunder truck. See what happens.
And it was Smozanic by what, 18 inches maybe?
Tell you, thousands
Damn,
of seconds
he
is
had
the way
no
they measure this
business
thing.
winning
no
that
matter
race.
how you measure it, he's coming back in the next round of elimination. Black Stallion will have to wait for another day, Gary.
There's a Chevrolet fan right there. He voices his approval as Smozanic in the Chevrolet.
Dude, the mullets
will
were
advance.
insane back then.
Well, the reaction
When
to
Moore
it-
builds the
isn't it
long
amazing the
wheelbase,
common
no problem.
denominator in
He
all
did a
forms
lot
of
better.
motorsport?
He
Your
had the
sprint cars are
craziest
midgets,
leaf
but these
spring
guys-
setup I've ever seen.
timing.
But his
That's
no
what it's all
problem.
about, isn't it,
Original
Gary?
truck was actually really
Well, Wayne
solid.
has taken the
It's a
helmet
really
off,
solid
and he
truck.
has made his way over to you, Army.
The short spring truck, this could be the hot setup today. Everything got equal real quick.
Well, yeah, because when you get that in-between bounce out of there, that gives the guys with a spring truck a chance to use the horsepower they have and not so much rely on the suspension of the truck. And it could turn it around. You could see a lot of upsets like you're seeing right now.
You're going to be a player. We'll see you in the next
Thank
round.
you.
And as Wayne walks away, we take a look at Bigfoot Andy Brass.
Look at that
showing
butt. Look
off
at
his
that flat
brand new
top, man.
haircut. Bigfoot 8 out of St. Louis, Missouri. He is the second fastest qualifier. There is a
They
look
did
at
that
Scott
with a
Stevens out
ruler.
of Texas in the Auto Value.
These two did not like each
I
other
noticed
very
that Scott
much.
Stevens picked up the new Simpson hat as his crew chief goes to check out the top end of the truck. They've got a problem. The truck completely shut off. I brought a mention about the new Simpson safety equipment because Stevens has been on his head so much this year. He's a testimonial for the safety equipment people in this sport. If they weren't building good stuff, he'd have been hurt by now.
I had a chance to visit with him recently at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. He and his young son were there for a visit. He said, I'm tired of getting upside down. We have to turn this season around. Excuse the pun.
Play on words. And what it is, they've got there's a little screw is the word we're getting. There was something right there. Tracy Smart holding it. This could almost be a case of sabotage. There was a wood screw. Now, why would you have a wood screw around any kind of a racing vehicle? It was
Damn,
hung in
somebody
the
tried to take them out.
injection throttle there.
Are you trying to imply something, Army?
Yeah, they should have
I'll
backed
say
up the
this,
starting line
there's
more.
no reason in the world a wood screw should ever be around any kind of racing vehicle like this.
Well, apparently the problem has been resolved.
This was after he had
This
already
will be the
crashed like a
final
bunch of times.
Shootout in round one.
Whoa!
What
hole
a
shot!
great hole shot for
Oh.
but look at the horsepower of the big Ford as Bigfoot outpowers King Crush
That wasn't
for
even
the
close.
victory.
He literally had to catch him in the air.
Yeah,
but they're okay.
surprise,
They didn't
surprise,
tear
the problem
truck
for
up.
Stevens.
They entered on all fours. So
We gotta go watch
psychologically,
the
King
one where he
Crush,
did
Scott
like he
Stevens
crashes
will
like
come
4
out a
times in
winner.
a row.
But Andy Brass literally flies to the wind, passes him in midair, Gary.
Damn, that was a lot
will conclude
closer than I
round one
expected.
competition here in Wisconsin. We take a look at the pairings for round two. Barefoot, a winner, will go up against Micro Machine. Then the winner goes on to the semifinal. Also in round two, the young Jack
That should be
Willman
a good
Jr.
race.
in Taurus
Taurus
against
and
Gary
Carolina
Porter's Carolina Crusher. And in the second bracket, we have the Tropical
Tropic
Thunder
got
against
no shot.
Bigfoot
Got no
8.
shot against
He was
Bigfoot.
the winner over King Crunch. As now we take a look at the Micro Machine to your right and Barefoot to your left. Fred Schaefer, the fast qualifier here this afternoon.
You know, Fred Schaefer is kind of, if there's such thing as an outlaw monster truck driver, it's Fred. He just likes to race. He doesn't care
not even close.
what sanction body, what circuit.
The
He
Micro
just wants to
Machines
line
truck
up
wasn't
next to
half bad
anybody and
either.
race 'em. And as a rule, this is what he does. He beats them. He's going to be the guy to beat today, Gary Lee. Mark my word.
Well, he was the fast qualifier, and look at this hole shot. I mean, he has the victory right there.
Yeah, the front end's up off the ground. That's a 12,000-pound truck, and he's pulling a wheelie at the 50-foot mark.
Well, there is the youngster from Granite City, Illinois, near St. Louis. Now we look at the man from Carolina, the Carolina Crusher. There
The
is
youngster.
Jack Willman Jr.
He's probably like
only
60
24
now.
years of age, and Gary Porter. And Gary says, you don't need to announce my age, so we won't.
Oh, he slapped.
Gary was asleep at the throttle.
Dude, that should have been a much
Gary
closer
Porter
race.
simply was asleep. The light turned green, and Jack Willman was away.
Yeah, but Gary, you got to remember, they leave off an electrical starting system. He could have very...
Oh, he red
I
lighted.
believe he did. He red lighted on the start of that race. There's official. He jumped the gun. You got to cut the tree to get a win, but the tree fell on him when he cut it that time.
There's the frustration showing in father
guess the,
and son.
the
Jack
drugs didn't pay
Willman
off
Jr.
for him
and
that
Senior
time.
As Junior walks away, and now we look at the pairing between Ford and Chevrolet. Bigfoot, Andy Brass out of St. Louis, Missouri. That is Bigfoot 8, the two-frame truck. And there is Tropical Thunder, Wayne Smozanik from Jupiter, Florida.
New style in the far lane. Old truck in the near lane.
New truck wins
Yeah,
it.
not even
Simple
close.
as that. That's
Not
short
even
and
close.
sweet.
Andy Brass, the second fastest qualifier here in Wisconsin this afternoon, takes the victory. He'll move on to the semis. We look again as the Ford outpowers the Chevrolet. Well, the action will continue from Union Grove, Wisconsin on Trucks and Tractor Power. Stay with us. More coming up next.
Snakebite might actually had
Gary
a
Lee and
shot.
Army Armstrong back in
if,
Union Grove,
they did
Wisconsin.
this
That
earlier.
is all that remains of a concession stand storage area with Snakebite on top of it. Army, this happened in round one.
Such a better
I want
track,
you to
though,
watch
this
the rear
was.
suspension of the snake bike truck when it lands. The driver basically is at the whim of the rear end of the truck. It'll bounce. Now, when it lands, the rear wheels are steering him. See him? He is just along for the ride. And it had to be a thrill ride, too, Gary.
Colt Cobra through the Hydra barriers and through the storage shed. Fortunately, no one was injured. There was no one in that shed. Colt was all right. But that's what happens with a short runoff area when these trucks get out of control.
Can you imagine if somebody was in that shed?
Now we have semifinal action. We take a look at Gary Porter, the Carolina Crusher, against Fred Schaefer in Barefoot, a pair of Chevrolets.
This could be the quickest run of the day. Fred Schaefer, look for a wheels-up run. The Crusher's not going to roll over. Both of them Chevrolet.
Yeah,
It's going to be
I always
quick.
like the racer back looking. I run that on my Bigfoot.
Schaefer airs it out.
And Schaefer takes it by a fender. Fred
That
Schaefer,
longer-
the fast
that longer
qualifier, and
chassis.
You can see why he was the fast qualifier. Look at it again, Army. They leave. Well, the whole shot, you're right, goes to Gary Porter.
Gary Porter worked off a line lock like the drag racers use on the transmission.
Porter had
Get
such
the
a
initial
better
jump,
light,
but
too.
Schaefer just muscles by with that horsepower in the far lane.
Well, it could have been the gearing that won it for Fred
See, he
Schaefer.
don't know. He's like, how did I
think It
lose?
just came down to old brute horsepower, Gary.
Well, Gary Porter walks away. He realizes he has been defeated. As
Yeah,
we
this was
take a look now
popular
at
in the
Bigfoot,
90s, these
Andy Brass, and
racer
Micro
backs and
Machine,
these visors.
John
You don't see
Green,
them on
Ford
mini trucks
against
anymore.
Chevrolet.
Something that's still happening. They've changed the track and everything, but Gary, everybody that has lane choice is still going to the right side of this track. Nobody wants to come to the left. And if Bigfoot goes against Schaefer, who's going to get to go
Bigfoot
into
is
the right lane in the next
unstoppable
round?
on
That
this
could
track.
be the question of the day.
Well, it looks now with Bigfoot winning this one with Andy Brass.
That was the
that our
future
fastest
driver
two
right there. I
qualifiers will
forget
be
what his
matched
name
up
was.
for the
But he went on the
championship.
drive
And these
Sting.
jamborees are more than just great monster truck racing. For
And
more
Bigfoot.
information on these trucking events, call or write the Special Events Company in Indianapolis. A look at Bob Chandler without his customary black cowboy hat. We're ready for the championship shootout. Army, some thoughts from you.
Hey, Gary, remember when you were a kid and you kind of ran into the neighborhood bully? He says, you hit me, and you said, no, you hit me. You hit me first. No, you hit me first. That is not the case today. I guarantee you, somebody, when that light goes green, is going to punch the other guy as quick as they can. Like an old-time gunfight, somebody's going to sucker punch the other one. They shortened the track. Drivers have made adjustments. You got one Ford, one Chevrolet, and there's another player here. Fred Schaefer has never won on this
I don't know
circuit.
where he
The
came
third
up
time
with
that
this
he's run
crazy
here.
stuff.
He's been a world champion before, but he's never beaten these guys. this could be the day. But in order to do it, he's got to get past Bigfoot. They're going to the line right now. Let's see who's going to win this classic Ford and Chevrolet battle.
Like, nah, we don't remember that, Army.
Army, as we take a look at
Do
Fred
not
Schaefer,
remember
we
that
have the
going on.
ideal situation in bracket racing. We have the fastest two qualifiers going side by side for the championship. Bigfoot, that is Bigfoot 8, the frame tube truck out of St. Louis, Missouri, and he goes up against the Chevrolet of Barefoot. Barefoot, the fast qualifier. Andy Brass, the second fast qualifier.
Horsepower's
Oh,
going to
yeah.
win it, Gary.
Absolutely.
It all narrows down to. Boy, Schaefer is out.
Damn, he's like a rocket, dude.
Schaefer wins it. They were
Wow.
side by side, fender to fender, coming off
Barefoot
the line.
was a
but
straight
as you
rocket.
indicated, horsepower will win here this afternoon. Horsepower did win.
Watch the front wheels on Schaefer. He has got the feet out of the water and walking a dog as he hits that first ramp.
And there you can see the length of the victory for Fred Schaefer as Andy Brass will take Bigfoot back to the trailer. And let's go down and talk to our winner.
It would be easy
Consistency
editing.
is a part of any kind of motorsport. Third time's charm for you, but man, it didn't come easy, did it, Fred?
No, it didn't. There's some fast trucks out there, and it was a real good race.
You keep talking about the other fast trucks. You've always been a player. You run just as hard, and you proved it today as these guys. You've had some bad luck earlier in the year, but all the cards went down on the table today.
I don't think he had the. Was he running the Hemi in
Yeah,
the?
thank you very much, Army. It was a good race. Thank you very
I think
much.
because he's got all Chevy
And
stuff
our
all over him.
congratulations to Fred Schaefer. He takes the win here. That will wrap it up from Union Grove, Wisconsin. It's time once again to do that death-defying dance.
Shake,
called
rattle,
Shake,
and roll. Shake, rattle, and roll. Well, what's this one?
Today from Canfield, Ohio.
Canfield, Ohio is probably some of the best racing.
The bad.
Oh, snap. Literally.
And the ugly. We'll see who's left standing when the dust settles. Coming up next.
Oh man, dude, I miss the old.
This is
I miss the old
Tractor Power,
damn
featuring the
monster
superstars
trucks.
of the four-wheel and off-road
This was so
Jamboree
much fun.
Nationals Monster Truck Challenge. Welcome to Trucks and Tractor Power on the Nashville Network. Today we come to you from the Canfield Fairgrounds near Youngstown, Ohio, for the 4th annual four-wheel and off-road Jamboree Summer Nationals. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Lee alongside Army Armstrong and Army. When the sun goes down, it cools off and the whole situation changes.
Well, the rule of thumb when the sun goes down, as you well know, the horsepower usually
What's
goes
up, Clifford?
But because it's been so dry
Watch
in the
some old
Midwest,
school
when the
monster
sun
trucks.
goes down and the temperature drops, tonight maybe the horsepower is going to drop too. The driver that can figure this one out will be our winner, Gary.
Well, side-by-side competition. We'll come back to Canfield, Ohio, and see who figures it out.
What's he looking for?
Gary Lee and Army Armstrong as we prepare
I had
to
Shake,
race
Rattle, and
under
Roll
lights
too,
here in
also, and they
Canfield,
walked away
Ohio,
for.
the Canfield Fairgrounds. And we've gone through qualifying earlier this afternoon before the sun went down. This is a shot of your fast qualifier, Jack Willman Sr. in the Taurus truck.
Oh, that was
out of
Senior
Granite
driving
City,
that.
Illinois.
And Gary, the truck just seems to work perfect. The only thing unique about the run, which recorded a 5:68 quick time, is the nose-over attitude.
They
that
were not
Willman
as
seems
good
to
as they are
always land.
now, but they were a lot more fun to
Taurus truck.
watch.
And here is a characteristic of a loose cannon.
He
This
lost
is
his
Colt
wallet.
Cobra in the snake bite truck. Now he gets out of control right here. Hits a car that's parked off course.
Oh, my
runs
God.
over that junker.
Freaking
and
snake
gets
bite.
the whoa just before he hits a service shed down there.
Another time we almost hit a
there's
shed.
one, a full moon over eastern Ohio. That explains it. Taurus with a bye by being the first qualifier. No problem against Nightmare in round one. Also in round one, we'll have Bigfoot 8, the third quick qualifier against Clydesdale. Carolina Crusher matches up against Bad Medicine. And also we'll find Micro Machine and Nightlife and King Crunch against the Snake Bite. Round one competition here from Canfield Fairgrounds, and there is a look at
The gap in the row
Nightmare.
cars was a problem for older leafers. Yeah, because if they didn't have enough juice, it would make them, they would clip the hell out of it.
This truck's been around for a long time. He goes up against John Moore, no problem. If there has to be two guys in this sport that are highly respected, it's got to be these two fellas. They've gone at each other tooth and nail for years and years, and they both run the old-style truck. This could be an awfully good close race tonight.
That was such a nice-looking truck,
I don't think we got the nice winner
though.
in this race, but this is going to be a good race.
Two different philosophies, though. We have the short wheelbase Ford Bronco with John
Come on,
Moore.
get
The
him,
pickup
John
truck
Moore.
type
Go, get him.
configuration for Steve Hess. And look
Nice
at this.
race.
Moore picks off the win. Moore has it no problem by a fender over Steve Hess.
That was a good
A little
race.
bit of a bounce in no man's land. That let Moore plant the horsepower, go on and take the win. But it was a good close race. The replay is going to show you right now. When they get to no man's land, Hess on the far side takes a goofy bounce, if you will, right there. See.
That's all it took.
Pulls out with the horsepower right there, takes the victory by a nose, and here's John Moore with Army Armstrong.
John Moore, anytime you go against Steve Hess,
Dude, he's such a
he's
classic
bear.
looking dude.
Yeah, that's Steve with that GMC, that nightmare truck. Hardest run I've had all weekend. I really enjoyed it. He puts on a good run, really ran hard. We had a good race.
He was such a
Looks
good
like
man.
If Bigfoot makes it through the next round, you might wind up with him. Does that bother you at all?
No, it doesn't bother me at all. I had a good run that time. Steve made me work hard and get a good run.
He had the
So,
70s
we just take them
haircut.
as they come.
Okay, let's watch this next race and see who you're going to be going up against. Good luck to you.
Sure to appreciate it. Thank you.
Next matchup, there he is, Andy Brass and Bigfoot 8. Perhaps a surprise that he was not the fast qualifier.
You know
this
who
evening.
he's
He was
gonna
third
be going
quick
up
on
against.
the grid. He's out of St. Louis, Missouri, and that Bob Chandler. Bigfoot 8, the two-frame truck, and he goes up against the pink Clydesdale.
Clydesdale don't got a
Bennett
shot.
Clark, the guy with the
Loved
black
Extreme
hat,
Overkill with the belly chassis Dabney built. Yeah, that Overkill was a sick truck. Yeah, rest in peace, John.
Is not new to him,
Got a couple years ago.
Natural transition.
He's in a lane that,
He was a good dude.
remember a moment
He always
ago,
had like the
Steve Hess
nicest
took a
things to
straight
say about
bounce to the far
everybody.
lane. Let's see what happens to Bennett Clark over there.
Not even close.
Oh, okay.
Not
he
even
does
close.
a wheel stand through no man's land, and there's
Oh,
no
no.
contest because Bigfoot 8 picks up the victory. He will advance, and Bennett Clark will head back to that trailer for a long haul back to Georgia.
Looked like Bennett Clark was having a fueling problem with the engine. You notice the flames coming out, but what I was looking for was a common denominator in the far lane. Watch the way they go up the first ramp. The way they come off of that ramp is getting them in trouble. Happened to Hess and it happened to Clark.
That left lane is where it's at.
Exactly. You're exactly
Or
right.
right lane, I mean.
The finish line is the same distance away for both of them, though, Gary.
Left lane is
Here's a
not
look at
being
Wayne
very good to the
Smozanic
trucks.
in Nightlife. He bought this truck from Dave Wyzorek. And there's a look at Wayne. He's up from Jupiter, Florida.
He's an old drag racer.
Oh, well, yeah, you remember how everybody used to go for Bigfoot booth. Everybody wanted Bigfoot to win. Until he started running like 5 trucks at a time.
Racing toys out of Eldon, Missouri. It'll be John Breen.
Army, you talk about Wayne Smozanic coming out of drag racing. He will have to cut a good light right here if he wants to beat the Micro Machine.
Yeah, but you're exactly right. But there's another
Micro Machine
element
should
to
have this
sport.
one.
Not only cutting a good light, bouncing good. Oh, he did.
Yeah.
Trouble over there in the far lane. And
Micro Machine had those coilover shots like
Equalizer
Equalizer
with that
did.
far lane. All the drivers so far are getting very out of shape. They're bouncing a lot.
And the problem comes when you're coming off the first jump, and they're not all bouncing the same way. Smozanic comes off, he bounces rear up. Right in front of him, Clydesdale was nose up. So see the rear take the bounce. There's something in
those
that
trucks
lane.
that can't
They're
get
catching the
going
back
are
wheel
hitting
on the
those,
cars when they're coming
hitting
down,
that.
I believe. But
They can't
Breen, he
clear
goes
that
to the
first
next round,
jump.
No problem. But in the next round, everybody can't run out of the right lane. Somebody's going to have to go to that left lane.
And now we take a look at Scott Stevens, the Texan in the King Crunch Auto Value truck. And he'll go up against, well, look at this thing. This, the
Damn,
aftermath,
dude.
the ramifications of getting upside down. This is what happened yesterday.
Dude, he had
Watch
already
this run. He
crashed.
had lost the doghouse on the front of that truck. And that's why they're built with roll cages.
Exactly. The chassis
Damn,
just
dude.
completely unloaded on him. He and his crew chief, Tracy Smart, they knew the truck was going over as soon as it left the start line. Scott said he could just feel it.
Yeah,
The
this
red
is
light
probably
man,
91s
yeah,
when
you
they
want
got
about
it
the red
all
light? You
going.
notice
Because in
Bigfoot
90,
has
when he
it.
first
So
came
does
out, he had a lot of
Cobra.
trouble like
That shows
keeping
the
it straight.
electrical system in the truck is complete. If that light is not on,
This should be a
you
good
look at it from
race.
the front, that means there's an electrical problem somewhere. Speaking of problems, Scott Stevens is starting this race with a lot of problems.
Well, that's an open air buggy
Oh,
right now. It looks
no.
like he's going to pull out the victory. Yes, he does. Oh, the snake bite had him. And snake bite had him.
Boy,
Snake bite
Scott
started
is excited.
bouncing.
He needed that run. It's like
That's what killed him.
he's been punched in the nose so many times this year by punches. Yeah, exactly. To come back and to make a straight run is great, but to make a straight run and to put this other guy on a trailer, you could just feel it. Scott Stevens may have just turned his luck around in Canfield, Ohio.
I don't think so. He ain't nearly as fast enough to take out some of the other guys.
About giving up. He keeps coming back, trying harder. Here's a look at Gary Porter, the Carolina Crusher. Wadesboro, North Carolina, the hometown of this veteran.
There's a guy that runs Carolina Crusher in AODT. He never runs these old trucks, and it drives me nuts. He only runs the one that's like modern.
Again, that red light you see in the windshield at night racing indicates that the electrical system is complete. On this particular truck of Van Loo's, the Dodge, his light is located in
That's
the
a
grill.
Dakota right there.
That's important because remember, Gary, there's a kill switch in these trucks in case they get out of shape. You've got to have a
He
complete
needed it.
electrical circuit
He
to
had
make it
crashed
work.
so many times.
Van Medicine, the Carolina Crusher. We're in
This should be
Canfield,
Carolina
Ohio.
Crusher, no
This
problem.
should be the Crusher all the way.
Yep.
Man, Porter leaves that line like
Not
a
even
rock.
close.
Again, in the good lane.
Porter has always had the horsepower. He's always done well on the
See, back in the day, you always knew who was going to win,
But
just
now
if you
he's
knew
learning
how
to
the
dial
trucks
the
were.
chassis, and he's making that chassis work to get the horsepower to the track.
What he's done, he's made a lot of inroads in the field of his transmission. He's teamed up with somebody. I don't know who it is, but he leaves that line just like a pro stocker in a drag race.
Well, that wraps up.
It's going to be interesting now because all the trucks that won were in the right lane.
We're coming back to Canfield,
So now we're going to have to
Ohio
start
for
seeing some of
round
these
two.
trucks go into the left lane and see if they can still figure out a way to win.
Qualifying is so important. We have a definite good lane and a bad lane, and look where Taurus is going. He's quick qualifier for this round. He's going to the good lane, and don't blame him one bit.
He
Oh,
sticks
poor John Moore.
No problem, but that left
Did you see
lane,
the
the
clip of
far
Bad
lane
Medicine
has
smashing into the
problems
wall of
this
the
evening
arena?
here in
Yep.
Canfield.
I remember
There's
that.
The light as Lauren Bixler.
That's
checks
a
with
very
both
famous
drivers.
crash, too.
He turns them loose. It's a good start for
Come
no
on, John
problem,
Moore.
but here
Come on,
comes the
John Moore.
horsepower
Nah,
of
not even
Jack
close.
Willman Sr. That's what it was. Horsepower in no man's land.
Man, that qualifying early in the evening is going to be so important. Remember, they qualified in daylight. The horsepower was different. Taurus has done what he had to do. He did it in the right lane. Now, John Moore runs good. He leaves with him. But again, look at the bounce.
Well, Army Taurus is turning out the horsepower, but that truck just does not sound quite right. Let's check in with Jack Willman Sr.
Jack, I tell you, the motor just doesn't sound like it's making the power it needs to be. Got a little flutter in there.
Yes, Army. We was only running on 7 cylinders at the one run, and we went over there and worked on it and found the problem, and we're ready to give them a head.
So you were walking wounded a minute ago, but you're ready to go in the next round?
That's correct, Army.
Okay, good luck to you.
Thank you.
That truck's
We
going to
spoke
be
earlier, the good,
ridiculous.
bad, and the ugly, and here is the ugly. The auto value King Crunch, minus a whole lot of sheet metal with Scott Stevens.
Oh, this
He
should be a
goes up
good
against
one.
the micro machines of John Breen, the Breen Boys Racing. Look at the battering the roll cage is taking.
I don't know. I don't know who's going to take
Scott
this one.
Stevens has a lot of trust.
Probably I would go
in his
King Crunch.
chassis builder. That thing, and we're not talking like a 2,000-pound vehicle. We're talking 12, 14,000 pounds, and he's driving it hard. He's still going after him, Gary.
Yeah, because that right lane, man. That right lane
And
is
look
just...
at John Breen almost tip up on the nose.
Out of the bad lane again. You know, I was so busy watching Scott. Breen had his hands full in the far lane.
All right, let's watch Scott again, right here, side by side through no man's land, under throttle though, and Scott
I think
takes
that
the victory.
left
He
lane
has to
is
be
making the
ecstatic.
trucks
He's with
go
our
way
Army
too high
Armstrong.
off the
Well, they
first
say
jump.
adversity, I tell you what kind of man you're dealing with. Scott, I can't think of anybody in the sports had any more problems that you have, but you're still a player. You and the crew will not roll over, will not give this thing up at all.
Yeah, I guess we've been this way for 10 years. The harder those things slap you in the face, it's the harder we all kind of pull together and, argue and scream and holler at each other. And, the truck's working pretty good now. I'm still a little nervous about that left lane. So far all night I've been able to keep my right lane. Looks like next round I'll probably be able to keep it.
Well, let's take a look at who's in the left lane this time. It's Gary Porter's Carolina
Oh,
Crusher.
that's
and there's
tough for
Mr.
him.
Ford, Bigfoot, Andy Brass, Bigfoot 8. Andy obviously has the advantage right now because he's in that near lane.
I'm probably going to say it's going to be
Chevrolet people play Porter can pull
Bigfoot.
it off. If anybody can out of the left lane, it might be Gary.
Look at that
Okay, now
air.
He clears the first jump.
Look at that air.
But look at the horsepower.
Oh,
look at the horsepower that
man.
the
Bob Chandler truck developed. It was all Gary Porter through the first half of the run, and all Andy
I think
Brass
that
through
guy
the
would have
second
had him
half.
if
And
he...
watch
I think
this
Gary
again.
Porter would have had him if he had
Good
the
night
other
for Gary
lane.
Porter.
He
Look at this.
Yeah, he clears the first car, settles down good, decent bounce, but Andy Brass literally flies past him in midair.
A textbook run, and here is Andy Brass.
Well, Gary, the action keeps going. We got a guy that is going to the next round. Andy, how do you feel about this thing? All the bad boys made it past the last stop.
Yeah, that's right. I've been kind of watching the bracket sheet, so it looks like we're going in the left lane. It's not a lane of my choice.
Does
But it's something we're
Wheeler,
gonna have to
yeah,
learn. We're gonna
run
hard,
Carolina
push
Crusher?
Jack hard in his
Yep,
truck,
that's what he
and
runs,
hopefully
Fowler.
maybe we can make him mess up.
Well, once again, as we
I
take a
keep
look
trying
at
to
both
get him
lanes,
to
we're
run
not
like the
really
cool
sure what the
old-looking
problem
ones,
is
but he
with the
never
left
wants to.
lane,
He
but
always runs
obviously
that
you can
same
tell the
one.
drivers do not want that lane. Here's a look at our semifinal action with Taurus going up against Bigfoot 8, the Carolina Crusher, and King Crunch will then be in the next pairing.
Yeah, I think that's the problem with that.
That
far lane is just they're getting too much air off the first jump, and then they bounce coming off.
Here's a look at Jack Woolman Sr. in the truck that he owns. This is Taurus. They're out of Granite City, Illinois, just across the river from St. Louis. Now he's driven this. His son has driven this. There's your red light again, indicating everything is go with the electrical system. He also has his nephew Eldon Depew.
Oh, this should be good.
In the cockpit.
So now Bigfoot's in the bad lane.
Brass out of St. Louis, Missouri. So these guys are neighbors in the Midwest.
They're neighbors, and they're brothers in making this sport go. For the Chevrolet camp, Taurus is represented well. Of course, everybody knows about Fords and Bobbin with Bigfoot, but these guys have been instrumental in taking the sport forward. We keep talking about the red lights and the safety equipment. This sport is going, it's growing. The MTRA, the national organization, are setting the standards and the rules, and that's why we're seeing good racing. Speaking of good racing,
Bigfoot
Gary,
got the big.
It's gonna be the left lane.
Damn.
Winner tonight. Andy Brass talked about the problem with the left lane. He put his foot down. And
You saw how much air he got. They're just getting way more air over there.
And driver working together. Watch this truck settle down right here, and he's right back on the throttle. No jumping about. He clears the
That's
entire
just horsepower
second
right
row
there.
Of cars, and he
That's
takes the
just
victory.
horsepower.
And here's Andy. Andy going to the championship round in Canfield.
Well, Gary, we know who one of the finalists is going to be. Andy Brass is going to be you, but these two Chevrolet boys want to get a piece of you in the worst way.
Yeah, that's right. You know, we just kind of counted last round on the truck running good, and thanks to guys like BDS.
Dude,
and,
every
and
time,
MSP.
anytime he ever interviewed Andy Brass, he would always start off with, "Yeah, that's right, you know," every single time.
And then the Ford was running real well, and so I'm thinking we should have fast time in the lane. So
Yeah,
we're gonna
especially
pull
being
lane
in the
choice, go in
bad
right
lane.
And so whoever ends up in the finals with us, we're gonna put them in the left and see if they can do it.
Okay, good luck to you, bud.
Thank you.
All right, Andy Brass, Bigfoot will be in our championship go here, and the last two to have a shot at him will be a pair of Chevrolets, Gary Porter and the Carolina Crusher out of Wadesboro, North Carolina. Now the
So I guess he got to come back as a fast loser.
but still drivable. King
This should be
Crunch, the
this should be
auto-value
Carolina
King Crunch of
Crusher.
Scott Stevens.
You know, these spectators here are really getting to see some great monster truck racing. They appreciate everybody, but you got an odds-on favorite. You know who it is here. Everybody is kind of pulling
This should
for
be an
Scott
easy
Stevens.
win
They
for
know he's
Carolina
had a tough
Crusher.
weekend, but when that light goes green, Scott Stevens has one enemy in this world. That's going to be Gary Porter.
You can't really call Scott Stevens an underdog, but
Yeah, he does.
so
His voice is
battered
so
up
high
this
pitched.
season. The fans want to see him do well here in Canfield. So it's Chevy against modified Chevy.
Come on, Porter. Come on,
There's the
Porter.
left lane with the advantage of Scott. Did
Damn.
something break right there?
Something
Oh,
had to have
because
broken on
Gary
that
Porter takes
King
the
Crunch.
victory.
Well, like I say,
He got
Porter
too
was
much
not gonna
air.
cut him any slack at all. He
Again.
knew Stevens had the potential to beat him, so when the light goes green, Porter goes south big time. It's a good race to right here. Bounce comes to Porter. Wacko, he goes to the win.
Once again, the new style
So I
suspension.
think
The
Bigfoot's
truck
probably
settles
gonna
down,
get
the
him.
horsepower takes command, and Gary Porter wins it.
Well, Gary, we just
Yeah, I don't
found
remember
something
ever
like to
seeing
hear.
this
Is
one.
it true the word we're getting? You're not reading any oil pressure on the engine.
That's right. When I pull to the line, I'm getting, about 40 pounds of oil pressure, which I'm normally run about 60. When I get to the other end, it is just about on zero. I'm running about 3 pounds of oil pressure when I get to the finish line. I think the oil pickup has broke off of the pump. I'm going to put some more oil in it, overfill it, hoping, the pump can pick it up, without having a pickup tube and everything on there, and hopefully the motor won't lock up.
Okay, we'll be watching you.
Okay, thank you.
Well, that could be about a $30,000 gamble right there as Andy Brass surveys the situation, contemplates the competition. Look at those eyes, all concentration and all focus here in Canfield. As Gary Porter says, he's going to overfill that Chevrolet engine with oil, making sure he can go about 6 more seconds against the foot. for the
Dude, that's a
championship here in
crazy how
Canfield.
much
We're coming
oil
up
they
with
gotta
that
add just
in a
for
moment.
one
Stay with us.
run down the track. Yeah, they don't do it like this no more. No post-race
Welcome back to the
interviews. They only
Canfield
interview the
Fairgrounds,
guy
Canfield,
who
Ohio,
wins.
Near Youngstown in eastern Ohio, the four-wheel and off-road Jamboree offers a host of activities, not only for the truck lover, but for the entire family as well. To find out more, call or write the Special Events Promotion Company. We are ready now for the final shootout between Bigfoot and the Carolina Crusher. Let's go
Let's
down
go,
to Army
Porter.
Armstrong.
Let's
He
go,
is
Porter.
trackside with some of his thoughts on the final shootout.
Which is funny because I literally drive Bigfoot in AODT, but I still want to see Gary Porter win because you know, he's the underdog.
Well, Gary, here we go. It's final time, and I tell you what we're going to be seeing. We're going to see the classic battle of Ford versus Chevrolet Bigfoot going against Carolina Crusher, but we're going to be seeing something else. I think you're going to be seeing two of the most gentlemanly drivers in the sport. Andy Brass knows the Chevrolet is having problems. Andy Brass has been in that situation before. Don't look for any games. Look for a heads-up straight race, and they're going to start those trucks, I believe, go to the starting line, and race to the other end. Two gentlemen. Let's see which one's going to come out on top tonight.
All right, there's a look at Gary Porter's Carolina Crusher with the oil pickup problem. And he goes up against Bigfoot 8. This is Andy Brass. So we have North Carolina.
I was probably about their age
Well, Gary,
during this time.
This is exactly what I thought would happen. Andy Brass let Gary start his truck, go to the line. He immediately goes into the line with him. They're here to race. They're not here to play games.
Well, they also are considering the good of the entire sport and not just this one championship run here in Canfield.
Oh, we got a race. Check it out.
Go Porter, go Porter, go Porter. No! Oh, man, what a race.
So much horsepower. Once that pickup truck settles down and no man.
Gary, it was the same race as before. Gary got the lead.
Again. The Crusher had him. Gary Porter had him.
They look like fighter pilots dogfighting each other in no man's land. Look at this. Boy, they are heads up.
But watch, Gary Porter has the measure of foot right here, and here
he comes down
Andy
too
Brass.
hard.
It's all horsepower.
Exactly.
And there's the margin of victory, and here's Andy Brass.
Andy, when you go up against that guy, it's a lot of teamwork that people are not even aware of, isn't it?
That's right. You know, thanks to guys, our crew members and stuff back there is giving a lot of help. We had a little problems with the truck earlier today, but we got it pretty well ironed out. I was watching Gary all day. His times was running about the same. We was running a little bit faster on time. I knew Gary was going to pull a good light, and we just had to not worry about it and just try to play. If we did get behind, play catch up in the middle, and that's what we did.
And just a moment ago, I told you you're going to see a race between two gentlemen. That's exactly what I mean. Gary?
Thanks, Army, and our congratulations once again to Andy.
Good times. Well, I think that's probably where we're going to wrap it up tonight. Thank you, Jeremiah, for hanging out with us tonight. Phallic, as always. I have this Bigfoot model car for my baby boy, but it has magma tires on it, which I don't think are regulation. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. But we'll do this. We'll do this again. This was a lot of fun. I had a good time watching these old monster truck races, but I got to save them all. We can't go through them all tonight. We got a lot to watch through. So we'll definitely do this more often. Probably gonna, if you're not subscribed to Lately Gaming, Jeremiah Cole, I would go over and subscribe there because that's typically where I'm gonna be doing all the monster truck content. I don't typically do it on EG Lately. Over here, I usually typically just, unless I do a video about it. But Lately Gaming is where I do like all the monster truck stuff. So, Daddy Scamby said it looks about 5 feet extra air on the left lane at the first. Yeah, I think that's exactly what it was too. Is in that left lane or that right lane. Yeah, it was the left lane. I keep getting confused. But the left lane was shooting them guys up way higher, and then they'd have to land hard and then try to get back into it. Is where the guys on the right lane were able to just kind of fly through and stay nice and low. So, but all right, guys. Well, I'll see you guys tomorrow night. I'll be finishing that Ethan Klein drama, so we got lots to do. Should be a good time though. So, with that said, peace out.